What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, here for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. You know what time it is, baby. It is Wednesday night. It's 9:30. It's time for that cause, because that cause don't stop when that clock hits zero. Got a great show for you tonight. Going to be a little short-handed tonight, but listen, we got the crew together because it's Wednesday night. You have invited us into your home so we can talk sports. It's our male therapy hour, as we like to talk about it. And let me tell you something, we have got a lot to talk about in not so little time. But that being said, 120. I can't thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Over 18,000 views. I mean, it's just been phenomenal, guys. And I just can't thank you enough for that, honestly. And, realistically, we wouldn't be doing this without you guys. We enjoy it, but we also enjoy that you guys are allowing us to come into your home and do this fun stuff, more than anything. So I just want that to be obviously acknowledged. And again, we do this not only for each other, but also for you guys. So, just keep that in mind. Also, if you want to talk about something, join the show more than anything. I want you all to join the show, come on and obviously talk about what you think is something that's really important this weekend. I mean, we've got some huge games. I mean, if you were paying attention to that college football playoff last night, and I'm going to tell you this, and maybe my co-hosts and the chat box and anybody that watches this live or recorded may disagree with me. I'm telling you, I like this committee chairman, man. Whoever he is, he's telling it how it is. And I'm telling you, some teams got called out last week, as well as they should have been. And they were called out again because it's like, here's your blueprint. It's like I'm like that air pilot person directing the plane to go over here. It's like, you need to do this so you can get in. We want you in. But there's some moron teams out there that don't understand that concept because they're coached by idiots. And there's a lot. And I'm sure that when we do our They Stink segment, maybe some of these coaches in these specific teams will be highlighted for their buffoonery and idiocracy that they have shown all year. Talented individuals, talented teams, just poor leadership at the top. But that being said, got a lot to talk about, and also got to always say that the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organizations or entities. These are solely the RWAC Crew and panel's views. So that's myself, the Italian Stallion, two-pair Tate, Brian Tate, the coach himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Big Game, Kerry Reeves, and any of our wonderful guest hosts who are grace us with their presence to talk what we love about us all, and that's sports, baby. That being said, real quick, got to give some love to my gal Kim Castle over there at King's Chamber off of the Pike. Listen, beard trims, haircuts, manicures, pedicures, 2 tasty beverages. You go to her chamber, she will give you that royal treatment. Let her know Rebels with a Cause sent you, so that way she can get you a little discount and make you looking fresh like your boy, the Italian Stallion. Also, got to give some love to our guy, Mr. Alex Thatcher at the Knoxville Coffee Company. They're off of Sutherland Avenue. That brew is good any time of the day in the heart of Marble City. And let me tell you guys, man, when it was so cold a couple of days ago, snowing, then the sun out. I mean, we've had tornadoes. We've had a spring-like day, and then we had winter all in a weekend. It's Knoxville, Tennessee. What do you expect? But we love it. But listen, that coffee would be good any time of those seasons or those days. And go tell them Rebels with a Cause sent you. It gives some love to a class of 2003 grad from West High School. Also, if you want that more traditional look, go see Josh Finker Corey over at the Razor Shop Barbershop in Knoxville. They will get you fixed up. Let them know 332 Studios, 2-pair Tate, and myself, the Italian Stallion, and the Rebels with a Cause crew told you guys to go hit them up, and hopefully they'll get you taken care of as well. And last but not least, obviously, if you've not been doing it already, our sister show, sister studio, Big Fact Sports Network, follow them at the 332 Studios. Also, you don't have to be necessarily a Miami Hurricane fan, but let me tell you something. If you just want to be a fan of winning at the game of life, or just love some good camaraderie and good talk and great guest hosts, go check out U-Talk. Telling you, Larry Frank, Devin Lloyd, what they've been doing on. Tomorrow night, they have a very special guest, former Miami Hurricane and the son of the legendary Bob Marley, Rohan Marley, will be on Utah tomorrow night. Do a little subscription for him, and you'll get to hear the legend himself talk about, obviously, his stories as a Cane and obviously being one of the many sons of the legendary Bob Marley. So let him know. Give some love to our sisters over our brotherhood station over there. That being said, let's get this thing started the right way, and let's get that panel rocking and rolling right off the bat. First and foremost, I'm going to get his opinion on some things because, he was first one of our OGs. He was our stats guy, still brings the stats, but he brings a coaching perspective that I think can't be dismissed. And it's really appreciated when you're looking at the X's and O's of things that maybe you don't understand. And I have some questions for him when we talk about certain games that went a certain way. And I just have to ask, why are you doing this? Like why would you change it when it's worked for 57 minutes and you change with 3 minutes to go and blow an opportunity to salvage your pathetic season? But we're going to get him on. Listen, you know what he is. He's the guy. Got a great name, and he's my boy from the beginning. Here comes the money. Our coach himself, Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. What is up, baby? How you doing?
Doing good, man. Another long day at work. Ready to be on here for my guy time, my sports time, and just ready to go.
Absolutely. Rocking that Vol stuff, as you can see. Basketball team doing really good, and I hope we get to talk about them
tonight. Man. Great win, 3-0 on the season.
Yep. They're a fun team to watch, guys. Let me tell you something. That is a team to root for. I'm telling you. So, yeah. And also, got to give a shout out to my guys, the Miami Hurricanes and Lucas. There you go. So, yeah, got to give a shout out to the Miami Hurricanes basketball team. They're 3-0, and they've got a great opportunity on Sunday night on ESPN against the Gators, the defending champs. Struggled a little bit with Florida State, not looking too hot. But, hey, when you're replacing all-world talent like what they had in a guy like Walter Clayton, there's going to be some lumps. Not saying they won't be dangerous come SEC in March, but this is the time to get them. And I'm hoping that maybe Jai Lucas and the Canes can give something for them on Sunday night. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah. That being said, I also got to bring on our other guy. Let me just tell you this. When you knew it was a big game in Knoxville, this guy was there to make sure you enjoyed it in the safety and the friendly confines of that venue. But let me tell you this. He is our guy, one of our biggest supporters from the beginning, a full-fledged member of the RWAC Crew, helped me tremendously on the road games this year, covering the football team for West High School, and also, more than anything, he knows the big games. Now, in any sport, he'll tell it to you, and let's bring him on. Give him some love, whether you're watching live or recorded. Our guy, Kerry Reeves. How you doing, man? What's going on today?
Buddy, how's everybody doing tonight?
Doing great, man.
Good to see you guys. It's here for our weekly session. I love it. I love getting here with you guys. It's a great time to talk sports and just be us. I love it.
Absolutely. So,
just
yeah, absolutely. Last weekend we kind of were a little worried about, would it be an exciting weekend of football? There weren't very sexy matchups. Some teams really took care of some business. Others, one of them was one that I really wanted to pick against, and I almost wish I would have, but at the same time, I'm glad I didn't because it felt like a win, but it was one of those games where I wish I would have been wrong on. Mm-hmm. And first and foremost, you got to look at that Oregon and Indiana games. I mean, they did some Houdini acts that they should have lost. Both those teams should have lost respectively. If I'm wrong, guys, point it out to me. But, Shane, I wanted to start with you because this was something that me and my boy Eric Carroll, shout out to him, we were watching this game. And we're just like, what in the hell is Penn State doing? They've played a flawless game up to that point. Their season has been shit. They suck. I mean, and yet here they are going toe-to-toe with nobody's been able to solve the Indiana conundrum. They're at home. It's the noon game. It's that noon trap game. And for 57 minutes, they held Mendoza, who, Kerry, like you said, was like a Heisman, kind of hopeful going into last week and so forth. I don't know where those odds are now. That's irrelevant. But they held him in check for 57 minutes. And then, Coach, at the last moment, They decided to play that damn prevent, and he watched down the field, and they score a touchdown and ultimately win the game. Played like shit all game, but that happened. Why is that even on the possibility, Coach, of that happening?
I can't even explain that one. Like, I mean, I get why you go to a prevent defense, but when you're that close to winning the game and giving it up, you don't go into prevent. You maybe drop 2, you go cover 2, cover 3, but you don't drop everybody back and just let them nickel and dime you the rest of the way down the field. So, but no, there is no but. It's Penn State.
Yeah, it's inexcusable. It's inexcusable. Kerry, was the same thing could kind of be said about in that Iowa game too. It was shitty conditions over there. Dante Moore on the road. We kind of maybe saw it's tough. Iowa City 3:30 game, and literally Oregon has to pull out a hat trick to get a field goal at the end to escape 18-16. Again, Iowa doing a prevent and allowing a quarterback just to do just enough to nickel down the field when you've really stymied them prior to them getting down there to get the necessary yardage they needed to make the kick. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Big?
I think the difference to me, the difference in the Penn State game, that was definitely prevent. Iowa, I don't believe was prevent because Dante Moore had to make a couple of really good throws, especially that second one. When I thought for the world that was an interception, it goes right through the guy's hands, literally right into the receiver. And that was the play that made the difference. 1 inch either way, that's an interception for Iowa, and the game's over. But I don't think that was prevent. Penn State, what they did was ridiculous. I've come to a theory that prevent defenses prevent you from winning the game. I would have went cover 3. But the reason why I guess they went that was because Indiana had no timeouts in 1:51. But that doesn't dismiss what this Mendoza did. And then the catch. That's one of the catches of the year.
That might be the greatest catch
I'm sitting there looking at live. I'm like, there's no way he got a foot in. And not only could he missed the left foot, but he got the right foot.
I know.
Like he had the awareness to bring up that left foot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And toe tap with the right.
That was impressive.
And props to the ref. He saw the catch, and his eyes immediately go straight through the feet.
Yep.
Hey, Miss Ellen, how are you?
Yeah, that referee impressed me because he could have easily had ruled incomplete. I wouldn't have blamed him, and then he would have gotten overturned.
It would have gone to review automatically.
Yeah, it would have been to review, and he would have been overturned.
Given the amount of time left in the game.
Yeah, and I couldn't blame him either way. Whatever he would have called, it would have been, if he calls a touchdown like he did, it would have been confirmed. If he had called it incomplete, it would have been reversed. I can't blame him for that, for the referee to look right at the feet and then sit there and put the arms up. And even 2 fans in the stand, I noticed the 2 guys sitting close to the stands, they looked at each other like there's no way he got that in. And sure enough, he did. When they looked at the replay, they go, oh, God, he got it in.
The last time I saw somebody's feet in the end zone and they called football, it was ruled he was out. He wasn't in the end zone, but that's another story.
Well, you want to know something? And that just shows that just proves my point, guys. The referees in certain conferences understand what is at stake. And the funny thing is that had Penn State done what they were supposed to do, wasn't that supposed to originally be kind of a top 20 matchup, with Penn State probably being the team, and some people were saying that was like one of those ones on the schedule that if they did get the Ohio State monkey off their back and they did beat Oregon, could they beat Indiana, at the end of the year and so forth. And guess what? They were 0-for-3 in all 3 of those big games.
Yep.
Their season's been a disaster, but they could have at least hung their hat that they kind of really hurt Indiana's chances.
Yeah, that would have really put a dent in Indiana's chances. Not for a playoff spot, but it would have knocked them down a few pegs. Mm-hmm. The fact that they came back and got that victory, it now sets up them and Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. The winner will be the number 1 seed. The loser will probably be the number 2 or 3, depends on what Texas A&M does the rest of the way through. If they win the SEC, if they go undefeated and win the SEC, that's going to be very interesting, and that's going to be a dogfight because it looks like now the SEC could get 5 teams in the playoff. But outside of A&M, Alabama, and maybe Georgia. If Georgia beats Texas this weekend, they lose to Texas this weekend. This opens up a whole new can because now Texas can say, "Hey, we played the toughest schedule in the country. We beat Oklahoma, and we beat Georgia on neutral / road field. Fields."
I think what's going to hurt Texas, unfortunately, is how bad that Gators loss is looking, especially with how they absolutely mailed it in and got run off the field by Kentucky. I don't even care.
Kentucky was playing for Stoops' job.
They were, and they're going to keep playing for Stoops' job. You know, they've got Tennessee Tech this weekend. They've got a very tough game on the road at Vanderbilt next Saturday. And then they got Louisville, the in-state rivalry or what have you. So, I mean, it's kind of a do or die type of thing. And I think they need all three of those games just to get bowl eligible, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they need two. They need two of the three.
Two of the three.
They need two of the three because the Florida win helps. The Florida win gets them to 4. They get 2 of the 3. They're bowl eligible at 6-6.
Yeah, for
Tennessee
sure.
Tech is 10-0. That's the part that amazes me, that Kentucky is facing an undefeated Division I AA team Saturday. Tennessee Tech is 10-0.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. Who scheduled that game? If you're Tennessee Tech, I know you need the money, but really?
Well, they got some good facilities over there, and
they got some really good facilities.
Well, and the other thing too is this was the first week that a firing didn't happen. I mean, we did make all that joke about how Luke Fickell got the vote of confidence, but how we joked around privately in the chat room is that's code for, we know that we're the 10th best job, and who the hell are we going to get that's not taken already for the 9 guys in front of us or what have you? And that's not saying that if some teams are trading coaches and they'll have to have their spot filled up. So I guess Wisconsin's willing to give Luke Fickell 1 more year. But if things don't improve in Wisconsin, he will be gone. He will be one of the first coaches shown the door next year. Mark it down right here on Rebels with a Cause.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing I wanted to bring up to you guys was the trash of the ACC. First off, you had teams that were in prime position to maybe sneak in there, maybe get 2 guys. And the conference is in such disarray right now that when the college football playoff was revealed yesterday, they had Miami in there, who doesn't even have a chance to get to the ACC title game themselves, even if they win out because of those 2 horrendous losses to Louisville and SMU.
But what cancels those horrendous losses is beating Notre Dame.
Yes.
That cancels both of that 1 win cancels and beating Florida before all the shit went down. Beating Notre Dame and South Florida. Beating those guys takes care of those 2 bad losses for Miami if they win out.
And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit because I don't think that's going to happen. They had a very
college football playoff is going to be interesting because you may have an ACC team that don't get in.
No, you won't.
If Duke wins it, there's no ACC team.
There isn't. Notre Dame would technically be the ACC team.
No
you know what I mean? Type of a thing. So
that's true. That's true. They would
spot.
revert to the independent.
Yeah. But honestly, Virginia, here we were giving them a little bit of credit the last few weeks on this show, taking care of business on the road against Louisville. Obviously, we thought at the time that win over Florida State was ginormous. And they're at home. And they lay the biggest egg I've never seen a team lay before against a hopeless, dickless loser team in Wake Forest, who just the week before was the team that gave up the streak that Florida State finally won a game in the ACC. Got the doors blown off of them. And you only muster 7 points against them? I mean, you're terrible. That's awful. And then Louisville lets Cal go across the country. And if they had brought the same intensity they brought in the same preparation against Miami, Kerry, they should still be in prime position to maybe be right outside of the top 12. And instead, they lose to Cal in overtime. That's 2 home games they've lost in overtime in eerily similar ways. Virginia and then Cal. I mean, they had a chance.
But then Duke laid an even bigger egg going to UConn. They rushed the field at UConn, all 4,500 people.
And we ain't even talking this was basketball at stores. We're talking this was football.
We're talking
there.
football.
Jesus. I mean, wow. I mean, it was trash. I mean, I've never laughed so hard
the
at
ACC,
something.
every conference goes through one of these years. This is the ACC's year because it seems like Georgia Tech, even if Georgia Tech were to win out, which would be beating Georgia, I wouldn't exactly trust them in the playoff.
No, because realistically, I mean, Haynes King, hell of a quarterback. I've always said that if you've got a quarterback, especially a big imposing guy that, is not afraid, that is a leader of men, that gives you a very good shot to win. But, Shane, they're very one-dimensional. They've not proven they can pass the ball. And you've got to have a balanced offense, coach, because we saw those one-dimensional teams get shown the damn door early last year's playoff. So.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. Our team.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
like I said, all this ACC debacle helps out the SEC. It helps Texas. Hey, Texas, yes, they have those 2 losses. They have that shitty loss to Florida. Yes, they do. But they got Georgia, and then they got Texas A&M at the end. You beat both of them. That cancels those 2 losses. That cancels Ohio State and Florida out of the picture.
Yeah.
And they're in the playoff.
Absolutely.
Well, and
Shane, I wanted to ask you, and Kerry, I wanted to ask you, chat box, you can chime in. I have deemed this weekend, and I'm going to go on ahead and get the banner going for it and so forth. Realistically, I've deemed this weekend Judgment Day. And the matchups are at the bottom, the channel, the time, and so forth, because there are some big-time matchups that are going to shape this college football playoff more than anything. And we'll talk about the college football playoff rankings in a second. But, what I wanted to ask you guys more than anything, and chat box chime in, what game are you looking forward to that involves these teams? I mean, it sucks for, the Tennessee that they're out. And again, it's nobody to blame but Tennessee themselves, because had you taken care of business at Oklahoma, you're sitting pretty this weekend with just maybe playing some backups, getting some guys some good experience against a crappy opponent this week, and you're getting ready for the Gators and Vanderbilt the next couple weeks, with a spot to get in there as possibly that 5th SEC team, and you're not doing that, because you didn't take care of business. But looking at it from a college football fan standpoint, which game appeals to you the most from that lineup that's down there? And of course, we're going to pick each and every one of these games when we get to that segment.
What do you think, Shane? You go ahead.
Yeah. I've got mine, but go ahead. So
I got mine too. I got 2 of them that I'm focused
Mine are
on.
Oklahoma and Alabama. That one just, I think Alabama falls. Something about Oklahoma right now.
Revenge game. That's a revenge game for Alabama. That cost them the playoff last year. Could you imagine if Oklahoma cost them again?
Texas has everything to play for, and Georgia, the blueprint is there to beat them.
Has everything to lose.
So those are my 2. Obviously, they're SEC games, but the SEC kind of dictates the college playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, my eyes are going to be glued to ABC all day, because I'm going to tell you this. I think Pitt has a great opportunity to really sneak in there, because right now, here's the thing. Now, regardless of what their stupid coach said at the press conference, I mean, to actually make that comment that, I don't care if they beat us by 100, as long as we win the next 2 ACC games, that's all I care about. Well, listen, buffoon, if that happens and you're the ACC champion, you better hope they don't beat you by 100, because that means you're out of the top 25. And even with the ACC championship, you're not guaranteed to go, bud. I mean, so if anything, that's a horrible mindset to have. And especially when you have all the right makings for a potential upset. You're at home. It's at noon. And
it's game day.
It's game day. I mean, my goodness. And realistically, it's going to be nice and cold up there too. So, I know both teams play in the cold, but that could affect the passing game for Notre Dame, that they have to keep it on the ground and so forth. And Pitt has been better against the ground than they have against the pass. So I'm just saying that all the ripings are there for that upset to happen. And then again, Pitt then has to go on the road to Georgia Tech.
Yep.
Which could be a game 1 of game 2 potentially, depending on how that goes.
Could be an elimination game.
And then, yep. And then if Miami does take care of business Saturday and next Saturday, you could potentially be taking on Miami for a spot for the winner goes to the ACC championship game. So Pitt has 3 games against 3 ranked opponents that they could easily find themselves maybe playing a Duke, like Shane said, whooping a Duke. And you're the ACC representative in there firmly at around 9 or 10, depending on how the voters vote you, if you take care of business against these 3 ranked teams ahead of you. So, but that's a game that stands out to me. But like you guys, I think that matchup with Alabama and Oklahoma, the 3:30 window has been the window where it seems something's going to happen, if not the noon. So I don't know. What do you think, Kerry?
I'm looking at the Oklahoma-Alabama game, which is, but there's another game at 3:30 that has my interest, and it's not on CBS. It's the Iowa-USC game.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, you know what CBS game is?
And I put that there on purpose to make everybody laugh. I want everybody to laugh at CBS right now. How is that game not your game? Let me tell you something. That's the perfect example that you've let the Big Ten Network dictate what was their best game. The Big Ten Network should be having something like Northwestern against Minnesota. No offense to those teams. And instead, that's like the SEC Network that would have gotten the Alabama-Oklahoma game, and and CBS getting like Mississippi State against Kentucky or something like that. What are they doing over there?
Well, CBS got a game worse than that.
CBS is showing Shane. Penn State, Michigan State. Are you kidding me right now?
And after the sanctions Michigan State got this week, they just got it handed down with their sanctions for the next 3 years, and you're going to put Penn State against Michigan State on CBS? Hell, Fox didn't even get this game. The Big Ten Network may have one of the biggest games in the Big Ten season, because the winner for that may be the 4th Big Ten team. Because right now, the only 3 we know for sure is Ohio State, Indiana, and Oregon.
Yep. And
Iowa or USC could play themselves, really play themselves, especially USC.
And Shane, that the committee would salivate to rather have USC in there than Oregon. That's because if USC beats Iowa, and I think they'll kill them because the Iowa's got to go to the Coliseum. But next week's game in Autzen is going to be huge. It's almost going to be a de facto elimination game, in my opinion, for that 3rd Big Ten team. So, yeah.
Yes, they would. And they would love that draw. They would absolutely love getting USC into the playoff. Get that West Coast, get that 2nd biggest market in the country. Get LA watching. Because there's nothing else in LA watching college-wise, because the other team, by the way, did you hear about the injunction they got? They're moving to SoFi. UCLA is officially going to be moving to SoFi starting next year. They got the injunction.
And you know what? I was watching that because listen, you know how I love college football, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. I actually watched Nebraska against UCLA Saturday night, guys. And nobody was damn there. But how sad is that? It's just like it's just done, and I don't know. The Rose Bowl, my goodness, and again, that's going to be one of the big games. Obviously, it'll be showcased like it's supposed to, and I hope that nothing happens to that stadium. Nothing needs to.
As long as they play the Rose Bowl game, nothing will happen to that stadium.
Yeah. And it needs to be played there. There's something magical about that. I know that the Cotton Bowl stadium was kind of falling apart, and they've moved to Jerry's World. But hey, Oklahoma and Texas still play their the rivalry game, the Red Rivalry. Yeah. So
I've been to 2 Cotton Bowls in the old Cotton Bowl, and it's awesome. It's a great place, man. It's a great old stadium. Old stadium, man.
Yeah, there's just something about that, So Yeah. Shane, let me ask you this. With this
Yeah.
Georgia-Texas game, yes, the blueprint's there for Georgia, and we've been making fun of them that they really shouldn't be called the Bulldogs right now. They should be called the Bull Cats because they've had 9 lives. I mean, does the magic finally run out this week, or what are we talking about here? I mean, has Texas found their groove, or are they living on borrowed time at this point?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
I think Texas has found its groove.
Mm-hmm.
I look back, like we had all these expectations of Arch this year, but let's go back to Peyton and Eli when they first got into the SEC.
Yeah,
they weren't dominant when they first came in, but you expect it from them. You expect it from him just because of his last name.
Mm-hmm.
And it took us a while to be like, okay, well, Peyton is the truth. Eli was the truth at Ole Miss, broke all his dad's records. I mean,
yeah.
Arch is bound for success. He knows what he's doing. He's getting comfortable in the system. I am curious if the coach stays.
That'll be the thing, because I think Arch is going to stay. He's already he's not leaving.
Yeah,
he's already made that perfectly clear.
I don't see a Manning ever leaving their program.
No, because he doesn't need the money.
Nope.
And he can get his education and get better. He knows this year has not gone the way it's supposed to have gone, and he knows he's got one more. He's got really 2 more years because he redshirted that freshman, so he's got 2 more years. He could do like Eli and play 5 and be there 5 years and play 4.
Yep.
And Peyton, you remember back in the day, he had to fight off Brandon Stewart to keep the job. Yep. So it hasn't been easy. Nothing has been easy, but the results have been, the end result has been terrific.
The proof is there. The proof is there what he can become.
Proof is there what he can do, and we've seen it. He's actually been, and I'm like you, I think they have found their groove. Georgia's in for a battle Saturday, and if you remember, Texas last year beat everybody else except Ohio State and Georgia.
Yep.
And they had 2 shots at Georgia, one in Austin, one at the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't Texas win that game though? Because Carson Beck got hurt, or did Georgia win that game? I'm trying to remember.
Texas did win that game. Texas
they won the second one. Okay, that's right. But if Beck probably doesn't get hurt, Georgia probably wins that game.
Georgia was leading when Beck got hurt.
They were in that control.
Is what Texas played Ohio State next?
They lost to Ohio State in the semifinals.
No, they barely
Arizona State.
Arizona State. But then they lost. Yes,
Scatterboo had that fantastic game against them.
Yep.
That's how Scatterboo got drafted. That game got him drafted very high.
Well, we got another guest panelist that's come on that kind of a surprise. He said that he would try to come on. He's getting ready for that big interview tomorrow. Sure, he's got some things to say about this college football weekend coming up. He's our favorite Raging Cajun from down in Louisiana. Let's welcome him, Larry Frank Jr., everybody. What is up? How you doing,
man? What's that say behind you?
What's up?
First of all is what?
Wait, here. I'll move it. Hold on. Yeah,
move it.
Let's see here.
Christopher,
it's terrible.
It's terrible.
Terrible. Hey, I have a new nickname for old Coach Cristobal. His new nickname is Pinocchio Terrible. So not Cristobal, Terrible. So Pinocchio Terrible is his name. So but just garbage. So
what's up, Rebels family? How y'all doing? My Rebels cousins, my extended family.
Good, brother.
We are doing good, brother. I promoted the show.
Family. Oh, I like that thing.
I said that you're going to have the legendary Rohan Marley on tomorrow night, one of Bob's sons, and
how awesome is that?
Yes, absolutely. So wanted you on and everything.
What time is that, by the way?
That'll be 8:00 Eastern, so 8:00 your time. So I'll
listen to that.
Yeah, I'll post a link. Just check my page, my Facebook. I'll post a live link where you guys can come on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Larry, we were just talking, there's these big games this weekend, the Judgment Day, as I like to call it. Your thoughts, Bud, on what's a game, obviously we're not expecting much. We think that Miami will be firmly dismissed after this week when CJ Bailey and NC State come down to Miami. Don't care if it's senior day. If they come out with no heart or no passion like what we've seen the last 4 weeks, they shouldn't even deserve to be in the playoff. know. But
Right.
the truth of the matter is you being just a fan of college football, which of these sexy matchups stands out that you're looking forward to as just a fan of college football?
I'm looking at the two SEC matchups. I'm looking at Oklahoma and Alabama because Oklahoma, with everything they got going on with Mateer coming back from that hand injury soon, and before the injury, Oklahoma was firing on all cylinders, and since he's come back, they've struggled. They have an opportunity to really kind of throw a wrench into some things. I mean, Alabama will still be in consideration, but it'll knock them off a little bit because I feel like Alabama, though they have been winning and they're doing what you're supposed to do, they just haven't been dominant. Like, you can tell the difference in Kalen DeBoer as a coach. If this was Nick Saban, Alabama probably wins every game by like 20, 30, 40 points. Like, in Nick Saban fashion. They're winning, but they're just getting by. So that tells me come playoff time, they're going to get knocked off. And obviously the second game is going to be Texas-Georgia. I'm actually thinking that Texas is going to upset Georgia. I just got a funny feeling about that.
Yeah,
I do. So those are the two that I'm keeping my eyes on this weekend. As far as Miami, NC State, I'm hoping for the best.
yeah, me too. But
but I tell you this much: they probably will win. Just to get our hopes up.
Yep.
They should beat Virginia Tech next week, which
they
they probably will. And it's going to come down to a repeat of last season, winning you're in, and Cristobal, this idiot behind me, is going to shit the bed, and we're going to miss out again because, as I put in the group, a real fun stat, Miami is 45-40 in the month of November since they joined the ACC.
Listen to that,
by
guys.
the same token, by the same token, they have the same identical 45-40 record against all ACC competition in the same time frame. Miami, which that tells me, Miami, it's just the numbers. I'm a numbers guy. James will tell you, I'm a stats guy. I'm a stock market guy, so I'm all about numbers and stats. The numbers tell me Miami's due for another loss. Now, this transcends. This is 6 coaches. This isn't just Cristobal, so I'm just not knocking Cristobal.
Who's that? Who's their last game?
Pitt. On the road.
At Pitt.
Is it at Pitt? Yeah, they'll lose.
At Pitt.
They'll lose. They'll lose.
Go back to 2017 when same thing happened. And like I said, Jeff Thomas is still open.
Weren't they the number 2? Weren't they the number 2 team back?
They were number 2 back.
The turnover chain. All we had to do was win that
for the national title.
Yeah, because realistically, even if you lose to Clemson in the ACC, we would have been one of the top 4. Like, even if we lose to Clemson in the ACC, because they would have played such and such, and we probably would have played Alabama. Not saying we win, but it would have been nice to be in the conversation.
Just to be involved.
We had done nothing.
But real quick, I gotta say something. I gotta send my hearts and condolences out to all of the Tennessee fans, you guys, and everybody on the Tennessee side, because for what's happened with y'all, I mean, listen, I feel your pain. Because it's essentially the same thing I'm dealing with as a Miami fan, because you've been on the cusp of I mean, you've lost games you should have won. You should have beat Alabama. Right now, Tennessee should be, in my opinion, undefeated. Tennessee should be walking into the playoffs right now.
Firmly in the top 3.
Top 3. And I feel sorry for you guys. Like I said, I can relate because as a Miami fan, I'm going through the same thing, because the glory days, you just want to get back to prominence. And the thing about it, you guys have the opportunity to do it in the toughest conference in America. You're good enough to do it. So
Miami's in a trash conference. I love what your little subheadline is: dissolve the ACC. Did you guys see the report, by the way, Carrie and Shane? Larry, I think, shared it today, or somebody did. But there is an actual stat right now that the ACC has called more penalties as a conference, their referees.
Oh yeah, I saw
than any of the big 3. And Miami, and I'm not trying to make excuses, because look at the buffoon behind Larry. He's in charge of all this.
Look at him.
But the fact is that this damn conference doesn't want to help the teams that are their brand. And they have
No.
35 more penalties against Miami than like a Texas Tech or a Texas A&M or somebody that's a big time contender.
I saw that the other day.
How
and
does that happen?
I just shook my head. I'm like, wow, I did not know that.
They don't want to win. That's the problem.
They don't want to win, and evidently, I think there's some bias towards getting another conference to get multiple teams in. It looks like it's the Big 12 to me, because when I watched the college football rankings last night,
they could get 2 in.
They can get 2 in. I saw there was some love going up in there. And
I mean, look at Utah hanging around there, Larry. Sorry to cut you up, but Utah's.
No, you're good.
I thought they were done, man. And you're right. Why are they the hell there? Then there's Cincinnati kind of in the 25 now or whatever.
Well, the problem with Utah's the Utah's got one big disadvantage. They lost to both BYU and Texas Tech at home.
Yeah.
That hurts them. They have somehow got to get in the Big 12 championship game ahead of one of them, and right now it's not looking that way.
That's not happening. That's not going to happen.
It's not looking that way.
Well, and I'm telling you this, that the only reason I put that game up there, I know the game's at BYU, but guys, I've watched Texas Tech put on
Texas Tech's one of the most impressive teams all year.
And we've liked them. On this show, we have all given them props. You know, Larry, you have too, because their offense is exciting. Their coach takes care of business.
But their defense hits.
And that linebacker, man, that linebacker, they're pushing him for some type of, butt kiss or
the butt kiss award.
And definitely the big time defensive awards. But Shane, you look at a team like that, man. They're whipping some ass, but my thing is this: TCU has always been that team that always kind of pulls an upset when they don't need to, and BYU better be ready to go. They're lucky this game is at home, but are they still thinking about last week is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? More than anything.
Yeah.
So what's your thoughts? So
normally, we're looking at a TCU game. You're looking at them ranked and playoff contention. So I think TCU can pull the upset.
Absolutely. And that's why I had that game up there for all of us to pick. I mean, these games that are down there right now, we will pick at the end of this segment before we move on to college basketball and NFL and anything the chat box wants to talk about. Chime in, guys. What games are you looking forward to this weekend of Judgment Weekend? Because, guys, I looked at the schedule. We're down to the last 3 regular season weeks. It's like breaking my heart, guys. It really is.
You ever notice, I say it every year.
Yeah.
You wait all year after the national champion, after the Super Bowl, in February. At that second week of February, I think you're going into the All-Star break for the NBA. Yeah. And it's so surreal that football is done, right? Yeah. And you're looking down the line, and in February, you got 7 months, 7 long months. And you go through, little sample sizes. You get you get OTAs, and you get a little excited. And you get spring games in college. You sprinkle a little bit of excitement, and then the College World Series comes in, and then all of a sudden, you got summer workouts. Now you're starting to get amped and training camp for the NFL, and here we are, guys. It's here. And then fall camp opens up August 1st, and then we're rocking and rolling. And then
media days,
the media days
before that,
Labor Day weekend hits, and then you got football weekend, and in a blur, you go from week 1 to Thanksgiving weekend with all of the battles and everything, all of the rivalry games and stuff like that. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean.
It is.
But when you get to Thanksgiving, it's over. It's pretty.
It is over. It is, especially if your team's like the conference championship. And you know what sucks? Like me being a Tennessee and a Miami guy, the last time that either one of them got to an ACC championship was that 17 game that Clemson ran Miami off the field. Yep. And then before that, the last time Tennessee was there, I ironically covered it for Channel 8. And the old Georgia Dome when we lost to LSU, we were
Rohan Davey. I was just about to say that Rohan Davey. That was Rohan. Nobody knew who Rohan.
And then Matt Malkin. Then Matt Mock in 07.
And Matt Mock in 07.
Matt Mock got us in 07 in a 17-14 game, which we had chances to win.
Mm-hmm. And, we gave Auburn a good game in that 2004, that team that was undefeated for Auburn,
That should have been a national champion.
That should have been, yeah.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, ironically, that game, that SEC championship game with Rohan Davey was the introduction of Nick Saban.
Yeah,
it was the beginning of
that domination. And that staff, because Jimbo was the offensive coordinator on that staff. And
Derek Dooley was a special team. Think about that staff that was together. Jimbo was on that staff. Derek Dooley was on that staff.
Will Muschamp
was on that staff. Mm-hmm. That was a killer staff. That was a killer staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why they were national champions 2 years later. I
2
mean,
years
realistically. So I
Right.
still don't know how they lost to Ron Zook and that Florida team, but they were 11-1. Other than that, and
let's
and
remember
owned Oklahoma.
the
Yeah,
Les Miles team 2007 lost to Arkansas in triple overtime at the end of the
That's right.
season and
Yep.
had to
Right.
win the SEC championship game to get into the national championship game
that's
because
right.
they had lost their shot.
That's
Yep.
right.
yeah.
So
And then they continued the SEC dominance that it was an SEC
Yep.
champion every year until Auburn just didn't pull their weight against Florida State in that 13 game. I mean,
2013
they had them
James.
beat. They had them beat too. I
Yep.
mean, so yeah. But yeah, like, you know, it's funny that we know the history, and you're right, Larry and Shane and Carrie, you know, it feels like we were just here just a little bit ago talking about who our pretenders were, who our contenders were. And I'm going to tell you this, man, Clemson, dog shit, LSU. Now you've got Brian Kelly now suing LSU. I heard.
because they're
I
trying
saw
not to
that.
pay him his full
That is
allotment.
crazy.
They never
That is
officially released.
They didn't
released him.
officially. They didn't officially tell him he was fired.
Oh boy.
So they basically made him leave the facility, and however the misunderstanding went, he's
wants
under
his
the
money.
assumption that he was not terminated. He just got in an argument and he went home when they actually fired him, and they announced that he was fired without telling him directly he was fired. That's a lawsuit. So
That's a lawsuit.
instead of negotiating the terms of the buyout where he would get what should have been an estimated $800K a year,
he wants his money.
He wants it all up front. Now, let me tell you why that's bad. This situation is bad now because you just probably messed up your coaching search even more so. You already had the stupid ass governor we got inserting himself up in here a couple of weeks ago, and now you're showing that you're pretty slick with contract negotiations. You don't even want to pay a buyout. You know, you didn't even tell a man he was fired. You know, so you're not going to get anybody. You know,
this is a three-ring circus.
You couldn't make this up if you wanted to. You couldn't make this up if you wanted to.
Dude, I'm getting vibes of Bozo the Clown in the grand prize game in 1988, bro. I'm just
I'm getting Benny Hill music. Play the Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
And you want to know the sad thing is, Larry, I mean, you live down there, so you're surrounded by the LSU fans. We know people around here that are big time LSU loyalist fans, people. Yeah. And it's like, man, you know what y'all need to do? You need to just take a swig of whiskey, pop in all them 2019 games like how I used to do and still do for the 2001 Miami team. And, you know, I mean, like, honestly, or 98 Tennessee. I mean, that's how sad it really is. I mean, at times. So,
the depression factor down here is real. Like, as aggravated as I am with this dummy behind me, it's not as bad as I've never remembered LSU. You know what? I got to go back. I got to go back to the Gary DiNardo days when I was a teenager.
Jerry DiNardo, yeah.
Jerry DiNardo.
I remember
that's how bad it is down here right now.
My God.
It's terrible.
I never saw a worse fit for a program.
And even they pulled an upset once in a while.
Every once in a
because I still remember when Herb Tyler and LSU upset that Florida Gator team that one year. That helped Tennessee get to the SEC championship game.
I never remember a worse fit for LSU than Jerry DiNardo leaving Vanderbilt for LSU. That was a terrible fit. Terrible fit.
And speaking of Vanderbilt, I'm glad you said that, Carrie. I just thought about something. Getting back to Vandy and Tennessee. What's going to happen? I touched on it the last time I was on with y'all, but what's going to happen? Because Vandy is ranked higher than Tennessee in the college football playoff. Vandy was a lethargic couple of plays away from beating Alabama, or at least hanging and having a chance to beat Alabama. They had that slow start against Texas. They came back strong. Had they had a better start, Vandy could very well be making a case to be 9-0 right now.
Yep.
And they've got the best bye week you could have ever asked for. They just had a war in overtime against Auburn. Auburn who gave everything out there, you know, to try to win one for the Gipper. Vanderbilt started off slow, found a way to win. And here's where I have respect for. They just didn't just play conservative. They got their playmakers involved, guys. That's what and why can't teams do that? That this Clark Lee does, you know? I mean, he gets the most out of his players.
The only problem
here's the thing. Yeah, go ahead, Kerry.
That defense. That
their defense is their
their
defense is
defense has
machines.
struggled the last 4 weeks.
Yes.
Tennessee can get their. That's the problem they're going to have in Knoxville because Tennessee's going to get their defense.
Yeah.
Tennessee's going to light them up. Tennessee has thought about this game for a year since Diego, sweet baby boy Diego, opened his mouth and said, "We're going to run the state of Tennessee." Nah, Jack.
And Shane, I was going to bring that up because you've mentioned the whole big brother, little brother thing. Do you want to know something? And here's the thing. I know that there's a lot of what ifs, but if you look at the schedule for the Thanksgiving, and I don't want to rush these next 2 weeks by any means, but I was thinking to myself, because there's so many sexy matchups on Friday. You've got the Egg Bowl. You've got Florida. You got Texas A&M Friday night, and you've got Georgia Tech. Those games are all on Friday. So there's a good possibility that Saturday night's ABC game could
it's Vanderbilt
Tennessee Vanderbilt for the right that Tennessee's probably playing for a 9-3 finish in a really major bowl game, or Vanderbilt, provided they take care of business against Kentucky. I don't see why they shouldn't, but realistically, they might get in there as the 5th team, as the SEC.
Well, how about this? What about Vandy playing to get a 10-win season?
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what's going to be on the line,
That's what it is. Yeah. And Pavia is in the Heisman conversation he had 500 yards total by himself last week. I don't care who you are. That's impressive. And that was the most points Auburn had given up all year. Kerry, you were saying they were one of the teams that hadn't given up more than 24. And last week they did. I don't know. They like you said, you mentioned Vanderbilt, Larry, and they can't be overlooked right now. And I almost think that Tennessee, Vanderbilt, it almost might be who has the ball last, and Tennessee, they've got to win something. And I'll tell you another game that they need to win. There's no excuses at this point.
Florida.
Yes. And I'm sorry to look ahead because they're going to whip up on New Mexico this week. But the point of the matter is that you've not won in the Swamp since 2003. I was at that game as a sophomore at UT. My point is that you had every opportunity to do it 2 years ago, and Billy Napier puts on a video and basically challenges his team, don't be the first Florida team to lose to these guys. And Tennessee couldn't have played worse that game. Joe Milton missing guys down the field, and Florida somehow found a way to win. But they look dead. They look beaten. And I just hope that Tennessee kicks the absolute crap out of them, because if you don't do it, you ain't never going to do it, man.
Yep. And you don't get them for 2 years.
Correct.
Because of the new 9-game schedule, you won't see them until 27.
Yeah.
So you got to do it now.
Yeah.
Or this will hang over you until 2 years down the road, where you go back to the Swamp in 2 years.
I do not want to think about that for the next 2 years.
Exactly.
No, they've got to win now.
2 years from now,
they should have won 2 years ago. There were the other games that they should have won where passes, Hail Marys were made by certain who was that Fernandez or whatever his name was. Mertz. Are you kidding me? And then what was his name? Frankie Lopez or whatever his name was.
The Hail Mary.
And I'm like, we found a new way to lose to the
That was
Gators.
Butch Jones' last, and that was the beginning of the Butch Jones downfall.
And I was like,
and then I got one more tidbit for y'all.
Go for it.
What happens if the trajectory of both programs changes? What happens if Florida gets a very good coach, and in 2 years when you see them again, they're working with something, and Tennessee continues to downslide? So if you don't get this game this year, and that happens 2 years from now, it could get uglier than that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Tennessee's got to fix his defense.
They have to.
And it depends on who they'll fix, and I think they will. Banks will be the sacrificial lamb, probably. If anybody, he'll be sacrificed.
Yeah, because you can't say it's not talent. My God, there's
they got talent.
They're signing guys. Guys are getting drafted. Guys are contributing when they make the pros. It's just like the scheme is just not being conducive for what you need to do. And like Larry said, I'm going to tell you this, guys, to have the atmospheres you had respectively for that night game against Oklahoma, the blackout game, right?
Yeah.
And then the game day atmosphere, that you couldn't have asked for a more perfect fall day that day in September. Yep. It was hype, Pat McAfee, all that stuff. and you had them by the cojones, and you let them back in that game, and then
I
Gilbert
did- I-
doesn't make the kick. I just don't know, man. That sucked. So
I know a lot of people have also been critical of Willie Martinez, but he's been able to bring in some studs in the DB position. It's just they've been injured.
Mhm.
Exactly. I think
If
Willie
we-
Martinez has done a heck of a job. The problem is your best two corners are hurt.
Yep.
And the fact that you're 6-3 because Iowa State has the same problem, they're 5-5.
Yep.
You're
And
two
their two
games
top two
better.
corners are out,
You're
yeah.
2 games better with your top corners in a tougher conference than they are. That says a lot. Martinez has done a heck of a job
Facts. Facts.
because we got some young talent back there that is playing way too soon.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unfortunately, 2 injuries that pushed that cause out the way.
And then you got Arion Carter, who's been out with turf toe.
We've had injury
that
issues
hurt
this
at the
year.
linebacker position.
We didn't have that last year. That's
No.
our defense was so good last year. We didn't have the injury bug. This year,
Yeah,
we got the injury bug.
Yeah, you had him and James Pierce. I mean, that was just brutal.
Yeah. And James Pierce is killing it on the NFL level, man. He's killing it. It's just that his offense in Atlanta is terrible.
Well, we're going to talk NFL. We're going to talk NFL here in a minute, but I do want to do this. I know we do our pick segment at the end of the show, but I kind of wanted to put a bow on college football before we moved on to say the pro. And I want to talk some college basketball, Larry, if you're game to talk a little college b-ball with us. But the thing is that I have the top 25 down below that was announced yesterday. The one thing that I said at the beginning of the show is I like this committee member. Okay,
I do too.
Flat out said, "Hey, Miami, if you show us something on offense, you should be in." And it's pretty bad that asshole behind you doesn't even know that, and they're playing so conservative. I mean, you've got teams and they even told Oregon, "Hey, you need to show us something." So what happened? Yeah, you won barely. They dropped your ass. Iowa didn't even get penalized for really losing that game.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. I mean,
I'll tell you one thing. I listened to Joe Klatt earlier today, and I agree with him. This committee has been the best committee so far out of all the ones because they have really put it out there about strength of schedule, about who you've played and how you did against who you've played. They want to see results. They want results. They want to see. They want to show. They want to see you do the job you're supposed to do.
They even admitted that they ranked Miami too low last week.
Yes, they did.
Given that they beat Notre Dame in the head-to-head, which is why they bumped them up 3 spots. And his name is Mac Rhodes. He gets on there and he says that we really like Miami. We really respect what they're doing. They look great, but they just got to get their offense going.
Exactly.
They're telling you what to do.
They're telling you what to do.
Get into the playoff. They're telling you if you get your shit together on offense, we're going to put you in.
See, this is a committee.
This
is a committee. I like these guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Shane, and to go back to why that sucked about the damn Oklahoma loss, look where Oklahoma is right now. That's not even where Tennessee would be right now because your 2 losses are to the 4 and 5 team respectively. You're probably at 8 or what have you.
You're definitely a top 10 team.
You're behind Ole Miss. You're at least behind Ole Miss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, with everything in front of you to play for, all in, you know what I mean, type of a thing. And go ahead.
One hellacious catch by Georgia cost you that game, and you played not to lose instead of playing to win. And that's been Heupel's biggest Achilles heel.
And guys, I don't even fault the field goal miss. The part where they played it too safe was when they stopped Georgia on that 4th down and got that turnover. They ran the ball 3 plays and kicked the field goal. If you score the touchdown, it doesn't even come down to that catch.
Thank you.
It doesn't even come down to that catch and a 2-point conversion. The game's over.
Yep.
At that point, the game's over.
Yeah, and Kerry, what about?
And he got too, and he did get too conservative on that call.
Kerry, you could say the exact same thing about Miami with the SMU game. Like, why in the world would you try not to? I mean, what year do these coaches think that it is? You need to at least score 30 points. That's the goal, and hope your defense doesn't allow more than 20. To be honest with you, that's where it's at. You're not going to win those 10-7 shit.
That's where football's at. Period. Football is there. Period. No matter what level, you got to score enough points to win the game.
It's like college basketball and NBA, guys, and I mean that. Like, you know, in the NBA, you think that like with 3 minutes left, man, the way that they can advance the ball and people make threes and so forth, that a 9-point lead can evaporate. You know,
the offense. I tell you what, the start of the NBA season, the offense is up big time. I'm seeing performances like Luka is going crazy. Jokic is going averaging almost a triple-double every other night. The man's got a triple-double. And it's not just like 10, 10, and 10. He's getting 25, 16, and 17. That dude is balling. Luka is out there balling. Shea is balling.
Yeah.
Hell,
even Bronny got a dunk. Y'all saw
Tell
that?
Me about it. Even Bronny was dunking.
The guy, listen, the dunk was so good, the announcer almost called him LeBron. He had to catch himself.
Yep.
I was looking at it, and he's like, the alley-oop to Bronny.
Well, and can I throw this out there, guys? So the Mavericks fired the general manager because of how this trade has looked. But here's my other thing, and as they should have. But here's the other thing, too. How lucky were they that they even got that damn #1 pick? Because let's be real, if the NBA was like the NFL, Cooper Flagg would be with the Washington Wizards right now, right?
Exactly.
Or the Charlotte Hornets or something like that, right?
Or the New Orleans Hornets.
So the Pelicans. I mean, it's like what the hell did the Mavericks get so lucky that they did that? And they've absolutely botched that whole thing. Kyrie Irving hurt or not hurt, and with the other guys that they've acquired over the years. I mean, this was a team that was just in the finals 2 years ago. Let's not forget that. That lost to the Celtics. So I don't know. I mean, it's just pretty bad. I mean, it really is bad. But you're right, though. And the Lakers are doing good, Kerry, like you said. But, you know, I do want to pick these games real quick before we move on. So let me get it up there real quick. Let's see here. We got the predictions. Let's start off first. Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick because I should be able to get them up on the screen for us. All right, there they are right there, gentlemen. Let's start off in the order that they're going to be played. Okay, so we got this ABC noon game, Notre Dame at Pitt. Larry, I'm going to tell you this, man. Before you got on, and I don't know if you heard me or not, that Pitt coach, what a loser mentality. Oh, they can beat us by 100, but it's not an ACC game. As long as we win the next two, that's all I care about. Man, he said that? Win every game. Yeah, he's a loser, man. He said that at his press conference. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you in Messenger because a buddy of mine sent that to me. No, he said that. And it was just like, and he's been crucified on the radio shows today because it's like, that's a loser mentality. You should want to win all three of those games because if they win all three of those games, it don't matter who they play in the ACC championship game. They are firmly in the top 12 or the top 11 rather, and will be the ACC representative. I mean, what an idiot. But anyway, Mr. I can lose to Notre Dame by 100 points. With that mentality, it might happen. Who do you guys think in this Notre Dame at Pitt game? Who wants to go first?
Give me Notre Dame. They get another ranked opponent to add on their resume.
And that
Notre Dame, that's what they needed.
Yeah.
What they needed. That's what they needed.
As much as I don't like that program, I mean Notre Dame, just because what Pitt's coach said, they're going to go out and prove a point now. It's like, you say we can do that? We're going.
Sounds to me like they already lost. If he's saying they could beat us by 100 points, so, I mean, I was kind of.
How do you feel as a play? Like, if my coach told me that, or if I told that to my players, or just said that my players knew, like they'd be like, what the fuck, coach? Right?
Yeah. That's like, Pat Narduzzi.
Do you even want to play for the guy at that point?
Exactly.
Do you know what I think of when I hear a statement like that? I think of the water boy with Mr. Coach Klein. Anybody got any bright ideas?
Coach Klein.
Yep. So I'm gonna go Pitt. I mean Notre Dame. I was going Pitt, because it's a home game. They're usually tough at home, but if you got this kind of mentality, Notre Dame. And as a Miami fan, I wanted Pitt to win that game because that really would have made things even better for Miami in the season finale.
Exactly.
And that could be another ranked team for Miami because when you were looking at the 7 games before they lost 2 of them, not even Louisville was damn ranked when you all played that game.
Exactly.
So again, and like you said, Larry, I wanted to pick Pitt. Like I told Kerry and Coach before we started the whole thing, I said, It was prime for an upset. You said game day is going to be there, Kerry. You said that
Yeah,
it's a noon
McAfee's
game.
coming
It's
home.
prime for
McAfee's coming home to Pittsburgh because he played.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming home. This is homecoming for McAfee. He's getting the key to the city and everything else.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
I love that dude for what he did the other day. I love McAfee.
McAfee's a good guy.
Being at Paris Island where we make Marines.
Yep.
With the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. You got the fresh recruits from my company that I graduated from.
That's
out
pretty
there
awesome.
in front of Iwo Jima Monument. I mean, that man, I would have killed to have that experience when I was down there
awesome.
20.
That is awesome.
2 years ago. God, I feel old now saying
what
that.
he does and what the NFL on Fox Crew does every year. They do their show on Veterans Day out on one of the bases with all 4 services. They do a great job too. That's unbelievable too. What they do.
And speaking of which, Coach, happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day,
man.
Thank
you. Yeah, I had a good amount to drink Saturday night.
Good deal.
The Marine Corps birthday was Monday.
That's
so
right. 250 years.
How 250 years?
Yep.
But how
Amplify.
How we always look at Veterans Day weekend is Marines lead the way. So
yep,
it's all I gotta do is make it to the fridge the next morning.
I like that. I
paid my tab Saturday night because I celebrated early because I had to work Monday. I had 7 Jack and Cokes, and I thought I only had 4.
They were that good. If they were that good, no wonder you had that many.
The Marine Corps me came back out.
Well, speaking of Jack and Coke, I mean, you got Oklahoma and Alabama. What the hell's going to happen in this game, guys? I mean, I'm surprised that we're even talking about Oklahoma because realistically, it was not looking good when they lost to Texas a couple of weeks ago. And we know it was a rivalry game. Where would their season be if Mateer didn't have the surgery, And then, of course, they get by us. But, yeah, exactly. So I guess my question to you guys is, Oklahoma, I mean, they're still right there. But if they lose, they're done. So at this point, and Alabama, like Larry said, they weren't really that impressive against LSU last week. But go ahead, Shane.
I was going to say, give me Alabama on this one because I think they're playing their best football right now.
Yeah. Give me Alabama too. But Oklahoma does have a chance. If they can run the ball well, they've got a chance.
It'll be close.
Yeah.
Brent Venables is going to
Larry, who you got in this one?
Brent Venables, I think, is going to make this game interesting from a DC, like that mind of a defensive coordinator standpoint, because he's probably going to figure out some ways to neutralize Ty Simpson. And Alabama should win. I'm going to pick Alabama. Let me go ahead on to do that. I'm picking Alabama, but don't be surprised if Oklahoma pulls off an upset.
Yep.
I can see the possibility of that happening because a good DC like Brent Venables at heart, and Alabama's just been sliding by in all these games.
Yep. If he can muddy it up, like you said, a DC mind, muddy the game up, turn it into a street fight. Turn it and do everything that Alabama's not make them uncomfortable.
And if Oklahoma, if Mateer and that offense can get going early and not start off slow, that could be a problem.
That could be a problem too.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you guys. Oh, go ahead, Shane. Go ahead.
I'll say, if Oklahoma pulls this off, does Alabama fall out of the top 12?
No,
they don't. But I'm going to tell you this, and you actually took what I was going to, and I'm glad you did because it was going to transition to why I said this. Alabama should win this, and they better win this because I'm going to tell you why. I know that Auburn really scored a lot against Vanderbilt's crappy defense, but I think that Auburn has found their quarterback as who their guy is because he looked great. He can run the ball, he can throw the ball, and that's the type of guy that could announce himself in that rivalry game in the Iron Bowl at the end. And Alabama, they could lose this one and still be in, but you're going to take that chance on the road against Auburn, and they're playing kind of, with nothing to lose, and they would love nothing more than to upset you and
knock you out of the playoff.
It'll be a repeat of last year. They finished at 9-3 and probably just out at the end of the season because you got to see what these Big 12 teams are going to do.
Yep. And then
You got
what are the
two.
favorites?
It'll be 2 unranked losses. So you see
Yeah.
how bad Florida State is,
Exactly.
and then Auburn. I can't see
Yeah.
them if they lose those 3 games, including
Yeah.
with Oklahoma, putting Alabama in there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. So, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, committee will take
The
one
next
look.
one, obviously.
Keep going.
Oh, go ahead, Kerry. No, finish your thought.
I was going to say
Sorry.
committee
No,
will look at that and go, nah, can't do that with two
No,
unranked
no.
losses.
And then finally on that, will the Alabama fans still all of a sudden love Kalen DeBoer?
Exactly.
Because they hated
they'd
him.
be on Paul Feinbaum show and pickets and 4 pitchforks. So, yeah. I mean, the U-Haul truck might meet him over there at the Plains after the game in a couple of weeks if that happens. So
It's only an
yeah,
hour
for
and a
sure.
half away.
Yep.
Only an hour and a half away. So, well, the next, again, that 3:30 window is really sexy. Again, it seems like the 3:30 games have been the best window of games, and they're all at the same time. NC State at Miami. Unfortunately, Miami got some news that their best DB, Keontae Scott, had a pretty bad injury in practice. He's going to be done for the year. They didn't specify what it is. And that's already been a unit that's kind of been suspect. Obviously, NC State and CJ Bailey, the story is, yes, he throws a lot of picks. But the truth of the matter is that he would love nothing more than to come home where he played in Chaminade Madonna there in North Miami and, go in there and ruin Miami Senior Day and show the staff once again, oh, you didn't think I was good enough to play here? I'll show you guys. So who do you guys got, the Wolfpack or the Miami Hurricanes on Saturday?
Go ahead.
I have Miami in a close one. I think Bailey will put up yards, but I think the key for Miami's got to put pressure on him. They got to hit this kid. They got to hit him again, hit him as much as you could possibly hit him. He's going to give you shots at making interceptions, but you got to hit him. And then on the offensive end, Carson Beck, you got to execute, man. You got to execute. I can't have another 3 interception ball game out of you. That's becoming too common. When Miami loses, you look at his stat sheet, and when you see 2 or more in the INT column, it explains everything in a nutshell.
Did you want to know what pisses me off about Carson Beck? And I've had more time to think about this. I didn't even address this really. I addressed it a little bit on Stallion Speaks. And Larry, shout out to your son's birthday. I know it was Sunday and so forth. I hope you all had a great one and so forth, celebrating him. But, last year when Cam Ward made a mistake, and Cam Ward was phenomenal for Miami. And I know you're comparing apples and oranges, but here's the thing. Miami didn't even pay what they paid for Carson Beck for Cam Ward. Cam Ward takes the iPad. He goes on the sideline, and he's like looking at it. And, he's like, okay. And he's telling his receivers, look, I will look for you now, but tell me where it is. They're all communicating. When Beck makes a mistake, he goes and throws a tantrum on the damn sideline, and nobody's talking to nobody. And I want to know where the iPad is. Is somebody looking at Pornhub.com or something like that with it? Because he certainly ain't looking of how to change and make adjustments. I mean, no offense, Kerry, but they took 27 points to put a point up against damn Syracuse. And Bill Belichick and the Gold Digger North Carolina Tar Heels had more points than that.
Yep.
I mean, God, guys, what are you doing down there with that iPad? You ain't using it to make adjustments.
He's looking to see how his car is.
He must be
checking out his car.
Checking out Hannah Cavender's Twitter page or whatever,
that's it.
or OnlyFans.
Credit Ellen V. Ellen brought some points, man. Look at what Ellen.
Let me see what she brought. Hold on. So it takes Carson too long to understand what the defense is giving him. Oh yeah, he
doesn't process things. He does not process things well.
No,
that's what's going to hurt him on the next level.
Yeah, 4.5. Hey, Ellen, the only reason that we shouldn't laugh at that is that Duke paid so much for what's his name, that the guy from Tulane lost to Tulane, and then they lose to Connecticut and have a 4,000 fan rush the field or whatever. 4,000 rush the field against Connecticut.
$7 million they paid to Derek Mensah
to go 5-4.
Yeah, they could have gave me 10%. I'd have been happy with 10%. Give me $700,000. I'd have been happy with that.
Look, they all they want to do is hand the ball off. Hell, you could have gave me $85,000, and I'll hand the ball off to the running backs all damn day.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go. I'll hand it all day long.
To make you guys laugh, so Shannon Dawson, who me and Larry can't stand with his dimples, and his press conference are so stupid. But anyway, so the new joke is that the Miami offense is now running, instead of through the A gap, they're running through the A hole. So there you go, the A hole, just to let you know. So yeah, but that's what they're referring to as Miami's offensive coordinator, the A hole.
Hey,
But
speaking of Shannon Dawson, you want to know a not so fun fact?
what's that?
I looked up some information. Do you know I'm older than Shannon Dawson by a couple of months?
That he looks way older than you, man. I thought he was in his
He's
50s.
no, he's 48 like me. His birthday is like, I think, in June or July. Mine is in March. I got him by like 3-4 months, dude.
Well, you carry yourself way more maturely than that asshole does, because he just looks like a buffoon too. In his press conference, he doesn't talk X's and O's. He just sounds like an idiot. I mean, he just sounds lost.
I made the point that if you look at those press conferences, when you talk to Corey Heatherman, he's talking X's and O's and he's breaking down chalk talk in the press conference. But Shannon Dawson, when you ask him a question, he asks you a question back. That's what pisses me off.
Yep,
Well,
yep.
do you
I mean, he thinks he's
understand?
Bobby
Do you
Knight up
understand
there,
what
and he's not
gavel
even earned the
time is?
accolades of Bobby Knight.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. No, he thinks he's Bobby Knight, because Bobby Knight used to be that way with the media, like where he would be like, hey, who's the guy who's, won a gold medal coaching, and who, and he earned that right. What the hell has Shannon Dawson done to talk back to the media, and then people are afraid to ask questions.
While I thought about it, it just popped in my head. I wanted to put it out here. I want you to pay attention. Something that I heard and I found out. I went back and watched. Mario Cristobal wears the headset when the offense is on the field, but he takes it off when the defense comes on the field.
I'm going to have to pay attention to that.
Pay attention to that.
Okay. All right. Okay.
For the people that say that Mario doesn't meddle in the offense, I saw that on another podcast. Has to. So,
yeah. Shane, who do you got in that game, by the way, while we're waiting for Kerry to come back? The Canes or the Wolfpack? Who do you got in that one, bud?
Give me Miami.
Okay. Gotcha. I want to pick. NC State, just because this is just such a game for Miami and so forth, that they have everything right, that they should come out and win. And you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to go with the Wolfpack, because I'll be pleasantly surprised. I hope that I'm wrong, but it's just like they just have not shown me anything. And it's right there for the taking. And I just wish somebody would step up and just care. But it's pretty sad that the fans care more than the players. And you should be hyped up. It's your senior day. The younger guys should want the seniors to win. And I don't know what the hell's going on, Larry Frank. But I'm going to go with the Wolfpack by a field goal. I hope I'm wrong, but go ahead. What's your pick, bud? So, yeah.
I think for drama purposes, Miami's going to win. Because they're going to lose the season finale at Pitt. They're going to get all our hopes up. Those dumbass fans, those dumbass Mario lovers are going to be all up on him, because he's flipped 4 guys in 4 days. So that's all I'm seeing. Everybody's hyped about that. But I want you to pay attention to something. We know that Miami has already said they're going to be going for another LMV.
Yeah, I want to be wrong, Ellen. I'm telling you, but this team has not shown me shit since the third quarter against Florida State. I hate to say that. I mean, it's like that's where we just like blew our load and have been shit since. I mean, but go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
You got to think about this. Miami's already made the announcement that they're going to go for a portal quarterback for the 3rd year in a row. Now, it's down to Lenore Sellers or CJ Bailey. They're going to probably go after Bailey, because they're going to want to retain JoJo, because that was his high school quarterback. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for CJ Bailey to really show out. And if Miami loses this game, watch if they get CJ Bailey next year, how the fans are going to act like he's Cam Ward 2.0. Well, look what he did to us, and now he's on our side.
He ain't no Cam Ward. I'll tell you that right now.
He ain't no Cam Ward. So I'm taking Miami to win. I do think Miami will win, but I don't think they're going to win because they're the better team. I just think they're going to win because we're cursed. Not because we're on where the stadium is. We're just cursed as a fan base. And when they put Miami in playoff contention, they did it to set us up. They're giving us false hope. And at the end of the day, they're going to give us false hope. So we'll win this game by a slim margin. The Mario Slurpers are going to get up here talking about, you see, he's got us going. They're going to probably beat the shit out of Virginia Tech. And we're going to get to the season finale. And the committee's like, win and you're in, and they're going to lose to Pitt. The man that figures if he loses by 100 points to a non-conference team, it's okay. It's going to probably beat our ass by 30 points.
Yep, and then that following Tuesday we'll have our finger up our ass like we did last year. There you go.
Every
So,
single
I mean,
year,
honestly,
Boston will
so there
get
you go.
fired, you know, and everybody's going to be, oh, Mario, he's trying to make the program great. He got rid of the offensive coordinator. Dumbass, he hired the stupid motherfucker.
Hey, and Larry, and we'll be back at the Pop-Tarts Bowl. We can put them Pop-Tarts back in with that little guy, you know. I mean,
we will draw some bum-ass team that's probably 8-4, and they're probably going to beat the shit out of us, and then we'll go into the offseason.
Because everybody's going to opt out. Everybody's going to opt out.
They're going to opt out. They're going to opt out. Nobody's playing. And then you know what's going to happen after that come springtime when they get on Green Tree. Oh, man, we got a bunch of superstars next year. Wait till you see. And then the guys that are
heroes. So
Green Tree heroes that are going to be superstars that don't ever see the field. Remember when they had JoJo as a Heisman hopeful? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my ass. So, yeah. Listen, again, this is personally, I don't like fingers up my ass now. If you never mind.
Ellen is a savage.
Listen, this guy looks like, if you look at that picture behind Larry, there's something more going on with than a finger up his ass or whatever. It's probably the Orange Bowl up his ass. But anyway, to that,
fingers on his shoulders and something else is up his ass.
Exactly, for sure. So, real quick, Larry, I don't know if you heard, but Iowa at USC is a big game, obviously, this week. It's not even the CBS game. Some bozo allowed this game to be on the Big Ten Network while CBS has the Michigan State-Penn State game. You can't make this up. But anyway, who you guys got in this game? So, yeah.
2, 3, and 6 teams instead of 2 teams that are ranked and possible for a playoff game.
And then you look at what
Penn
ABC's
State.
got all day long.
You can't make this up. They got Penn State and Michigan State. And Michigan State today just lost 14 games from their time because of probation. Yeah, they're the hottest story of the week. And great. They're on CBS against Penn State. And listen,
even if Penn State would have been good like they probably thought they would have,
that's a lousy game.
You know Michigan State is not going to be good. But you know, Iowa, USC, that was a potential to be a better matchup.
Yeah, hell, I'd rather watch UCLA and Ohio State at 3:30 than they got the NBC night game, if you can believe that shit. So
wait a second. Happy Malika Laka is on nighttime Saturday night with Ohio State. Oh, they're going to get ran out of that. They better get the blowout material ready because they're going to be ran out of that building quick.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So
that's not even going to be funny.
Yeah. Well, Shane, who do you got in that one? Iowa or you got the Hawkeyes or the Trojans in that one? So.
Hold on, one second. My son's asking me a question.
Go ahead. You're fine. I'll go on ahead and pick USC in this game, guys. I'll tell you one thing, man. The rumors of Lincoln Riley being done, I think he found the quarterback. I've been preaching about this Jay Maivia game. I still don't know how they lost that Illinois game at the beginning of the year. He shouldn't have gone for 2. If they just play for overtime, they'd probably win that game, to be absolutely honest with you. That Illinois game has probably haunted them the most. But in this situation, I think Iowa put everything they had to last week on the road. Give me the Trojans. Larry, who you got in this one?
I'm going to go with USC. I think they've found their stride. Offense is looking good. And you know what? I think Lincoln Riley, he knows his seat was going to get extremely hot. And I think he saved it, So they're in playoff contention. And I think they're going to make a case. So they should beat Iowa, So Iowa's defense is good, might hold them at bay, but Iowa don't have enough offense to match USC's offense.
Yep, that's the difference for me. That's the difference for me in this game.
And it's at their house. So
and it's at USC. If this game was in Iowa City,
maybe different.
I'd go with Iowa, but it's at USC where I think it's going to be warmer. It's not going to be raining like last Saturday. It's going to be USC's offense is the difference in this game. Iowa just doesn't score.
No, they don't.
They don't.
USC doesn't stop scoring. I think if USC gets to 24, game's over.
I think that's it. Yeah. Especially if they
Iowa
start
can't
fast.
score more than 17 to 18. So
right.
They get to 24, it's over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Shane, who you got? The Hawkeyes or the Trojans, brother?
Give me the Trojans. Just that's one of those games. It's a coin flip for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not impressed with either team.
Be honest, that's fine. So
But it's USC. They score 20 plus. It's them because Iowa's just not gonna be able to do anything. So
no, you're right. I only put this Utah at Baylor game up there because Baylor had so many high hopes with the old defensive coordinator from LSU, and
Dave
obviously
Aranda.
I don't think that they can
Randall,
even get rid of him because who the hell is Baylor going to get? So they're probably going to keep him one more year, kind of like the whole Luke Fickell thing over at
there's
Wisconsin.
too many openings right
But
now.
wouldn't this be the game that would be the Baylor, that they kind of screw somebody over? And Utah, I mean, you think that they've turned the corner and then they fail like this. I mean, I just put this up there because it's got that intriguing 7:00 ESPN2 game window and so forth. Who do you guys got? Plus, it's at night. So who you guys got? The Bears or the Utes?
I'm gonna go with Baylor in a
We
small
take this phone
upset.
call.
All right, no worries, man. No worries.
I'm going to take Baylor in a small upset. I think Baylor gets it done. I think Utah's fighting an uphill battle just to get into the Big 12 championship game. If they lose here, this pretty much clears it for BYU and Texas Tech, which is the better matchup. And I want to see a second matchup after seeing it last weekend. I'm going to go with Baylor in a small upset.
I like that. Shane, who do you got in this one? The Utes or the Bears? And it is at Baylor, so yeah.
give me Baylor by 3.
Yeah. I like that. I'm going to go with Baylor too on this one. I just think that Utah, for whatever reason, they're too roller coaster up and down. And realistically, I don't want them even in the playoffs because I've seen how they've performed against Texas Tech and how they performed against BYU in a rivalry game. And Texas Tech's the real deal. BYU, nice little team, but let's be real. If this team got matched up with an SEC team, they would get the doors absolutely blown off of them. So give me Baylor in order to make sure that a quality team gets into this Big 11 and not somebody backdooring their way in and so forth, So, and obviously, when Larry jumps back on, I'll let him pick that one again. Moving on to the Texas at Georgia game, though. Shane, who do you got in this one, Texas or Georgia and so forth? And actually, Larry's about to jump back on, so I'm sure he can pick that Utah Baylor game quick. And then, Shane, I want you to start us off with Texas and Georgia. So,
that works.
Yeah. Larry, who you got? Utah at Baylor.
I'm rolling with Utah.
Okay.
But like you said, I agree. This would be one because we're at that time of year where upsets happen. Nothing's guaranteed, but I'm gonna roll with Utah.
Yeah. Well, if Utah just handles business, they may backdoor their way in. But at the same time, though, again, we've seen that before where teams just had it in front of them and just didn't want it bad enough. I guess I don't know. So, but Shane, going to this Texas Georgia game, a lot on the line on this one. Texas loses, they're done. But at the same time, they live to fight another day, because they still got A&M. And who else does Texas have? Do they have an easy team next week, or do they? Got
I think so.
SEC?
Yeah, I think they got a 9. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
They have Arkansas next week.
Oh gosh,
scrub.
They'll destroy Arkansas.
They're done. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, I'm going. I feel like Georgia's kind of limped by this season. Texas is hitting their stride right now, like we were talking earlier. Give me a close game, but Texas.
I like it. I'm going to go with the Longhorns. I think that Sark will find a way to outcoach Kirby. And I think that he'll develop a game plan to where Georgia's DBs will kind of mess up, kind of like what they did against Tennessee. And I think Texas's defense will step up just enough where Georgia's going to have to prove that they have to pass to win this game. And Bobo better not get conservative, even if he's at home at night. But give me the Longhorns, and they're going to win by 7. So, yeah. Kerry, who you got in this one?
I like Texas. I like Texas to win this game too. And I'm like you. I think the Texas defense makes the difference in this game. And I think they have to make Georgia throw the ball to beat them. And that unleashes Texas's pass rush. And I don't think Georgia's offensive line is as good as everybody's been talking all year because everybody's been able to get to Stockton.
Yeah.
Corralling him is a whole another matter, but they've been able to get to him. I think Texas can not only get to him, but I think they can corral him.
Yeah.
And then I like the way Arch is playing right now. Arch is playing very well right now. He's in his he's got running backs now.
Yeah, Cedric Baxter is going to be a big time difference maker. Yeah,
factor.
Yeah.
Because
And
now
Cedric Baxter.
teams have to respect the ability to run. They don't have to run for a lot of yards. They just have to respect that. And Arch can get out there and do his thing. I think the fact that they played the Ohio State game, Florida game, they've played in tough environments. I think that helps them.
Yeah.
I think going to Athens, they're not going to be worried about going to Athens. I think they're going to relish the challenge, and I think Texas wins this game.
Yeah. Well, and Alabama went in there and did it, and I didn't think they would, but I think Texas has a better team than Alabama did that went in there and did it. So, at night. So, Larry, who you got, the Longhorns or the Bulldogs?
It depends on referee execution and referee philosophy. If the refs come in here and calling a fair game, I'm going with the Longhorns. But if they're coming with their bullshit, Georgia will win.
Yep.
Yeah. Isn't that something? So,
and they're not even hiding it.
Hey, real quick, by the way, I do want something to pay attention to in that NC State at Miami game with this thing that came out about the referees and so forth, and with the committee pushing. I'm curious
Miami's going to get the calls this week.
I wonder if Miami will get the calls this week just to set up our heartbreaking 2 weeks on Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
See, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
You're going to get a season low for penalties called on Miami. Watch.
Yeah. And watch them be doing the same shit. Guys down the field, pass interference is not called, or pass interference is called for to help Miami. You never know. So it's just something to watch. So, yeah. Last game, that TCU at BYU game. I think TCU is going to win this game. I know it's at BYU, but I think that BYU loses this game because they got their absolute shit pushed in last week against Texas Tech. And I think TCU's got just as prolific of a passing game and will find the holes in that BYU defense. So give me TCU in the upset. What do you guys think?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm going to go with BYU. I think they'll rebound at home.
Same here. I'm going to keep it sweet. I'll go with BYU too.
Give me TCU.
Nice. Well, there should be some great games and so forth. So, real quick, because I want to touch on it. College basketball's back. That's the first AP poll after the week so far. I just wanted your thoughts because, Larry, I know that you're not an SEC guy, but you live in SEC country. Obviously, it was the story. They got 14 teams in last year, set the record. They had a great showing in the tournament. Had 2 teams in the Final Four, ultimately won the national championship. But truth be told, what's our thoughts on how many teams they get in this year in the SEC. The other thing is these freshman stud forwards. I've been talking about them. We've got one at Tennessee in Ament. The Koa Pete, announced himself last week when Arizona upset Florida. I told everybody, keep an eye on this Caleb kid for North Carolina. He's good.
Caleb Wilson.
He's really good. And so, so that's going to be the talk this year, that you've got all these freshman stud forwards. Obviously, the guy from BYU, Dabansa, he's pretty good. Then there's the talk, will Florida repeat? They're not looking too hot so far. Or are we looking at a new champion crowned in Indianapolis? And then for our Vols, do we finally get that Final Four, Elite Eight monkey off our back and get to Indianapolis for the Final Four?
I would love for it to happen. I think it's going to be a great year at SEC. I think the ACC and the SEC is going to be where the action's at. Big Ten's got some good action. Houston scares me to death because they may be better this year than they were the last 2 years.
Better. They are going to be better this year. So
I watched Duke last night, and the Boozer kid, they were up at Army, they were up at West Point last night, and the West Point looked like middle schoolers next to him. I mean, he was like a man amongst boys. It was unbelievable.
Well, and you know what the crazy thing is, Kerry? They shoot the three. I was watching that game too. There was a sequence where a guy made 3 3-pointers in a row, and he's like the 9th guy in the rotation or whatever. And I'm just like, I mean, damn, they're a better shooting team than they were last year. And it's like I told you, when I went to that exhibition game, I don't understand how that Gongba kid was behind Common Maluach or whatever, because this guy can grab rebounds, and he's a double-double machine for them down there or whatever. And I'm like, wow, and he was the third string guy last year. So that's just crazy to me, especially when they couldn't get a rebound against Houston. Like that guy maybe should have been the dude in there in crunch time getting rebounds when they needed them the most.
Agree.
I mean, I'm just saying. So I loved watching North Carolina beat Kansas. I mean, that's the joke every year that why they're ranked so high.
Yep.
And then somebody found them, Larry, enough to just say, oh, that was a valiant effort. We'll put them at 25 right there. I mean, why? They didn't do anything to stay in the top.
That's because of brand recognition. That's brand recognition.
Brand
You're
recognition.
You're going to see that.
That's all that is.
They can lose a bunch of games, and they'll still get consideration to be ranked.
It's that recognition. It's that name. It's that
when you're a blue blood, you automatically get it.
Automatically.
Tell you another performance I saw over the weekend. Alabama going up to Madison Square Garden and hanging 100 on St. John's. Alabama scares me. They
got a good matchup tomorrow night against Purdue.
Yeah, they do. And I think they beat Purdue. I think Purdue is overrated. I think that Braden Smith is whatever.
I can't stand that program.
Yeah, I can't either. Well, and here's the other thing too. Like it's like Nate Oates. I can't stand him as a coach.
He's a hell of a coach.
That guy can coach. I mean, to lose what they lost and they're back. I mean,
he's a hell of a coach, man.
So that
he's won it every year in a lot of different programs. A lot of programs are looking at guys like him because he could coach.
Mm-hmm. And he's got different lineups every year. They do something different with who they got. It's crazy.
You know what stands out to me right now? Modern day college basketball. Historically, at least in the modern era, it was always the ACC and the Big East.
Yep.
Those were your two basketball conferences.
I grew up on the Big East, man.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I grew up on the Big East.
Those were some amazing matchups. Big Monday on ESPN. Connecticut against Georgetown. Syracuse back with Boeheim.
St. John's.
Seton Hall back in the day. Seton Hall and Providence when they used to have
30 for 30 about Requiem in the Big East. It's absolutely. I lived that. Growing up in New York, I lived that every week. Big Monday. Big Wednesday.
And how many guys did you see get drafted in June from those teams?
From that conference. That conference was a feeder program to the NBA.
Tell me about it.
Yes, it was.
But look at what's happened and look at the transition now. Now the SEC is a major player. The SEC owns college sports, period. They already own football. They own baseball
and baseball.
And now they've taken over basketball. So it's crazy.
And I'll tell you this, realistically, if it wasn't for the UConn women last year, Dawn Staley probably got another women's championship, and then they got softball too on top of that.
And listen, don't sleep on LSU. They're beating the shit out of teams by 100 points down here.
I know.
They got a squad.
The women's side of college basketball is going to be even more electric. Look at this conference. South Carolina doesn't have it easy anymore. You got LSU, Tennessee's on the come up.
The Lady Vols are back.
On the come up. Mississippi State, Texas, they're all on the come up.
They're all on the come up, man. The SEC is just
and tonight
over.
I saw a girl for Notre Dame tonight have a triple double. Down 44, 10, and 16 steals.
That's WNBA stuff.
Exactly.
I think Asia Wilson when I think of stuff like that.
Yeah, that is a stat stuff like that.
And this girl's shorter than Asia Wilson. Shorter.
Yeah.
Well, wait till Juju gets back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that she's taking the year off to get back. So, well, and I'll tell you this. It's going to be a great year, and I love that the fact that they are having the matchups that they're having these next few weeks. Honestly, who ended up winning? I fell asleep. Kentucky or Louisville? Who ended up winning?
Louisville.
So they came. Louisville was beating Kentucky when I went to sleep and so forth. So
Louisville's gonna be Duke's challenger in the ACC.
That guy can coach. Louisville's coach, he is good.
They're gonna be Duke's main challenger in the ACC.
I believe that. So and then Wake Forest should have beaten Michigan yesterday, and Wake Forest. I mean, God, they're kind of always wherever. So
And a funny story: the Kentucky coach couldn't be there last night because he had jury duty.
Pope couldn't be there.
Yeah, couldn't be there because he had jury duty. He wanted to get out of it, but they told him you had to go to jury duty.
Oh,
he's the first ever Kentucky coach to have jury duty in the middle of a season
against their biggest rival. Like I call
Against their
shenanigans,
biggest
Shane.
rival.
I think that somebody
What Louisville booster
Yeah.
made sure that the Kentucky coach had to go to Jersey?
the judge
That's
the
what my
judge has
brother
to
asked
have
me.
Louisville
The
undergrad
judge got
on his
Louisville
thing,
ties.
honestly. So yeah, he's
My
got
brother,
to. He's got
who's a Kentucky alum, asked the same question. Who in Louisville, which is, by the way, near the state capital of Franklin, somebody there's got some pull to put him on jury duty.
Somebody did that. Somebody's not a big Blue fan. That's all I know right there. Damn.
Only in Kentucky, because that
Damn.
happened.
So yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this real quick, just to talk about the Miami Hurricanes basketball team. Again, they've got an opportunity against Florida Sunday night. Jai Lucas, I knew when they took him from Duke, the guy could recruit. He's got a team together. And I'm not saying that they're going to like win whatever, but they were losing these type of games last year. And now they're winning by like 30 or 40 points, taking care of what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean?
Who's your coach down there?
Who, Jai Lucas? Jai Lucas
okay.
is now, who was at Duke, and then he left
That's
before the NCAA tournament, and even poached one of the 5 stars that was committed to Duke, Shelton Henderson, who's done great. He's averaging about 14 points a game. And then they got some transfers, and they're doing really good, man. They took Trey Donaldson from Michigan, so they're doing really, really good.
He's a good player. He's very good.
Yeah, he's like their best player. So yeah, for sure. But it should be a fun season, and we're gonna, keep talking about them as that goes and we transition. But I'm just glad to have it back, especially with some of my football teams screwing up right now. Real quick, talk about the NFL. I got some finals down there. I don't know if it was because of this this Aurora, whatever happened with the green lights, and then you've got a full moon. But what the fuck happened to where like the Bills lost to the Dolphins, the damn Panthers
lost to the Saints.
They lost to the Saints. I mean, the Packers. Who couldn't do shit against the Panthers last week, give the Eagles a game and screw up my fantasy football. I mean, what was going on, guys? So, yeah.
The orbits were out of whack.
They must have been, man. Somebody has pictures.
Vegas lost a lot of money.
Vegas lost a lot of money this
So they had to
say that again, Shane. What did you say?
So the Titans just got the clear road to the number 1 pick.
They sure damn did. You know that? They sure did. So,
but the good news for the Titans, they don't need a quarterback. They already got their quarterback. Just build the offensive line for them. That's what they need to do. Build a wall to protect that kid because he's going to have a great future.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. I got one for you guys to laugh at, by the way. I absolutely found it hilarious that the Dolphins win that game against the Bills. Sorry, Kerry, but here's what I found really interesting.
I was angry, but it was all right.
There were 2 executives that had been in that front office for the Dolphins since the dawn. I think since, Shula was probably still there.
Oh, God.
And they got shown the door. And it's like, it took you this long to send them out the door? I mean, what the hell were they there for? I mean, with all the coaches
30 years
and people.
ago.
But these 2 front office assholes got let go after they beat the Bills, which makes no sense to me whatsoever or whatever like that. I mean, they should have been shown the door years ago. I mean, this is the stupidity.
That happened a week too late because we just had Mark Clayton and Mark Duper last week. I would have loved to,
did you? Okay.
Yeah, they had that. That was a great interview.
The Marx brothers, man. They tormented me for years too.
Yeah. Well, they got. Well, I was a kid, but I told Mark Duper. I said, man, you guys broke my heart, man. In '84, man. Had a little kid from Louisiana crying when y'all beat the Steelers in the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. A team that impressed the hell out of me this past weekend was the Rams, and I'm looking forward to. I'm gonna put the games up this week, by the way. Now at the bottom, the Rams got a big one. I can't wait to see yours. So,
the 4 o'clock slate this week may have some of past the 4 o'clock slate best games of the season. You got Seattle and LA.
Yep.
You got a chance that one of them's going to stake their claim to being the best team in the NFC. Then you got at 425 Kansas City and Denver. In what could be the biggest game in the Chiefs' reign now because it's a must win for the Chiefs because if you lose, you could forget about the division. And the bad part is for their wild card hopes, they've already lost tiebreakers to Buffalo and Jacksonville,
Mhm.
who are in front of them. One of those teams can win their division still, and then New England or Jacksonville or Indianapolis has tiebreakers, and the Chiefs play the Colts next Sunday in
Mhm.
Kansas City.
Oh wow.
And then
Wow.
Denver comes to Kansas City after their bye. Yeah, so Kansas City has a chance. One of two things is going to happen the next 3 weeks. Either they're back in a division race or they could be out of the playoffs
They're done.
altogether.
And this is the
Wow.
soonest they've been out in a long time. I mean, well, and then the other thing, I'm looking at another team, and Larry, I hate to say it because I know how you feel about them. There's the damn Ravens just hanging around.
Yep.
They got the shitty
One
Browns.
surprise.
You
But
know,
I'm-
there they are.
But I'm
Just
going to tell you
prime.
this.
Yeah. I'm
Cleveland's
telling
tough at home.
you. Mhm.
Cleveland has beaten Miami. That's nothing, but they beat Green Bay
Yes.
at home, and nobody at home has scored more than 17 points against Cleveland
That's
at home.
interesting. Wow. I mean, that's
So, yeah.
interesting.
And that's a division game. And remember, Cleveland did play them tough for a half in Baltimore all the way back in week 2
Mhm.
before the injuries really started kicking in. So Cleveland's got a shot in this game with their defense. And then 8:20, Detroit and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a
Sunday
great game.
night. That's going to be a war.
It is going to be a war. It
The
is gonna
winner
be a
of
war.
that game gets to really stake their claim on being the best team in the NFC too. Because right now you're looking at Seattle, LA, Detroit, Philadelphia.
Mhm.
Those
Oh, yeah.
four teams, one of those four could be representing the NFC in the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
And we're looking at
Absolutely.
that race. We're looking at MVP races too, because especially in the Seattle Rams game, you got Sam Darnold, you got Matthew Stafford. Right now, Stafford's on top of the MVP ballot list
Mhm.
odds. Darnold's in third. That could change real quickly, and they play each other twice in the next 4 weeks. So a lot can be decided. NFC West, home field advantage. Philadelphia's still in play. Philadelphia's beaten everybody but Seattle and Detroit. They got Detroit Sunday. They don't play Seattle. Whoever wins that 405 game with Seattle and the Rams has got themselves in a very good position to win the NFC West and get possibly the number 2 seed.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, and I'll tell you this to laugh even further. We've actually got all day football on Sunday. You can start off and wake up and watch the Commanders and the Dolphins play. In Spain.
I will sleep in.
Yeah, I know, right? So I mean, you know what? It'd be one of those things where if you were having a little issues and you woke up early, just turn it on, you'll go right back to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no Jaden Daniels. You got Tua Tagovailoa against Marcus Mariota.
Oh my goodness!
And they could be related for all we know. They're
That's
both
true.
from Hawaii. They both could be related.
Yeah.
Some second cousin shit there or something. So, and then to end the week, you got the Cowboys and the Raiders. Yeah,
That actually might be entertaining. That might be the
Cowboys
most
and the
entertaining
Raiders.
game of the bunch. But I know one game.
I think the fight in the stands will probably be better.
Yeah, the fight in the stands will be a whole lot of fun.
Cowboys fans and Raiders fans, they're crazy. So that's.
Well, I've got a
That's
question
a
for
lot
you
of
guys.
fun.
Which team? So let me ask you this: are the Panthers going to show up to play the Falcons, or are the Falcons going to fuck up against them too, or whatever? I mean,
Yeah,
what's going to happen
Panthers.
there? So,
Hey, that could be for the NFC South.
it could be. It could be.
And
actually.
Carolina, they may not have done anything else, but you lose, and it would be like Carolina to lose to the Saints and then beat the Falcons, because the Falcons, we all know, nobody can trust the Falcons.
No.
They had the Colts beat last week in another country and still found a way to screw that up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, there's some bad teams.
That game might end up in a tie.
Exactly. That could end up in a tie.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
suck.
Shane, we're not expecting much from the Titans. I guess the Texans are going to win, probably.
6-3. That'll be 6-3. The Texans' offense is not that great.
Yeah. Well, the Giants fired their coach finally, so I guess the Packers will probably get a win there.
And guess what? Jameis Winston starting for the Giants this week.
Yeah, because Dart's out, right, with the concussion and so forth. Or no, I think Russell Wilson's. Or who's starting for the Giants?
Dart's with the concussion.
Jameis
Winston.
So Jameis is going to start for the Giants. Okay. All right. Well, Famous Jameis. So there we go. Real quick, my favorite segment before we get to the two other good segments, yours, Carrie, and the They Stink, and we'll wrap it up. Tanking for who? Here's your new draft order after those craptastic games. Got our Titans, like Shane said, at 1-8. The Saints managed to go to 2-8. The Giants are at 2-8. The Browns are 2-7. And the only reason they're 2-7 is they were off last week. So were the Jets. The Raiders are 2-7. The Dolphins moved out of the 3 spot up to the 7 with their win over the Bills. Maybe that's why the 2 guys got released.
Yeah.
And then the Commanders. So right now they're playing for 7-8. You got the Bengals at 3-6 and the Cards at 3-6, and the Falcons are right outside the 10 at number 11 with their 3-6 record. I mean, there's some shitty teams, guys.
And the next fire sale is going to come from the Phoenix Cardinals.
Yeah.
The next fire sale.
Yep.
Kyler Murray is going to be gone. I think Kyler Murray had his last snap before he got on the injury reserve. I think he's done.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a complete fire sale in Arizona.
God, Seahawks beat the absolute shit out of them. Did you know that the Seahawks defense got me 28 points in a fantasy football game?
Dexter Lawrence, man.
I loved it. I
Dexter
absolutely loved it. So, yeah.
Dexter Lawrence played a half, scored 2 touchdowns on defense. He was done for the rest of the day.
Smartest thing I ever did was pick up the Seattle defense. So, yeah, and win that game.
Got an interesting stat for you this week about the Packers.
Go for it.
Their record is 5-3-1. In their 3 losses, they've given up 39 total points. In their 1 tie, they gave up 40. They've given up less in their losses than the tie.
Damn.
And they're 5-3-1. No one can explain. They can't explain how they're 5-3-1.
I mean, and it's inexplicable. Like, I mean, they lose to the Panthers, and then they give the Eagles everything that they wanted. And I was like, wow. And they should have won that game. I mean, no offense, Michael Lynn. So yeah, but I mean, you're a big Eagles fan. So.
Watch out for Chicago, man.
Damn Bears, man. It's a rivalry game. So yeah.
They play the Packers twice in the next 4 weeks.
Shout out to our guy Rocky. He's a big Bears fan. So yep. So
that could be a big swing.
Carrie, what are your big games of the week? And of course, we'll finish it with our They Stink before we wrap it up. So
I think the games that I had mentioned before: Seattle and the Rams, Chiefs and Broncos, Eagles and the Lions. Those are my big games this week, along with an early 1:00 game, which I find interesting, is interconference with Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Should be very interesting too.
I like that game actually. So be interesting.
In Buffalo in November, it's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. It's my kind of weather.
Yeah. And the Bills need to get me some points, man. They screwed up last week in my fantasy
we screwed
game,
up royally. We'll get back on the wagon.
Gotcha.
But those are my big games I'm looking at. College, we've already covered. NFL is going to be a good slate. It's the start of the good slate. And next week's slate is going to be even just as good. And the week after that, it's going to be good. Up to Thanksgiving, it's going to be really good. This month of November for the NFL is going to be really good. Got some real good matchups.
I can't wait. So
don't watch the snoozer. And they're playing in Spain, too. So that definitely will be a snoozer.
Yeah.
Watch it in Miami.
You might get to see the sights and all the cool stuff of the city of Madrid or whatever. So, but well, it's our favorite segment, the They Stink. Shane, I'm going to let you start off this week, but you didn't get to do it last week because you were gone. But let me ask you this. Who really just ratchet ass, really just stunk it up this past week that really caught your eye?
I don't have one this week because I haven't been able to watch as much as I wanted to.
Well, give me one from 2 weeks ago then if it was that good.
Give me a minute. Come back to me.
Okay. Larry, who do you got this week? Last week, you had me absolutely rolling with the poor father that got his ass whipped in the stands for being a Rams fan or whatever. But who do you got this week that was a stinkeroo?
Mike Tomlin. You lose the 3rd primetime game in 4 weeks. You had a stronghold on the division. You should have been 7-2. You should have had a 3-game lead over Baltimore. Baltimore had Lamar Jackson out. Now he's back. They're starting to find their stride. You've yet to play the Ravens. You got the next 3 weeks. You got this Saturday or Sunday rather. You got the Cincinnati Bengals. The last time you played them, you made Joe Flacco look like Joe Namath and Joe Montana with setting records to Jamar Chase, so they're probably going to come into Pittsburgh and beat you. Next week you got the Bears, so you got Caleb Williams is going to beat you. 2 weeks I got Carey's Bills. The Bills are going to kick our ass, and then the week after that we got the doggone Ravens. They're going to kick our ass, and then 2 weeks after that we got the Detroit Lions. They're going to kick our ass, and then a week after that we got another game against the Browns. Oh, I'm sorry, against the Ravens is the season now, the Browns, but the Browns will probably Shador will probably get in and they have a freaking Hall of Fame field day on us. He'll kick our ass. And then to end the season, Lamar Jackson is going to have a field day. They're going to kick our ass. Damn. Mike Tomlin, you stink, you reek.
It might be time for him and the Steelers to part ways.
It is. I think it's time.
It's been time. He ain't won a playoff game since 2016.
And at the rate Aaron Rodgers I will say this about Aaron. This is the first time. Sunday night was really the first time that I saw him look 41 years. He looked 41 years old.
51.
Hey, he looked terrible.
Listen, not to throw any more fire on that because I was about to mention something. I don't know who paid who, but somebody in the fantasy football said that Rodgers is a 5-star start to start this week. And I was like, who are they playing? What year is this? Was this a bizarre?
Is this 2010? Is this 2010?
Who the hell told them to start Aaron Rodgers in a fantasy football game this week? So yeah, I mean, so somebody paid somebody money. I don't know, but I was like, are you kidding me? 5 stars that he's a for sure bet to start? Bullshit. So yeah. Shane, still need time, or do you want me to go to Carey?
I still need time. I haven't been able to watch sports this week.
Okay, all right. Carey, who you got
weird,
this week?
I've been working my ass off this week. So
no, you're good. You're good,
man.
So, yeah. No,
I mentioned them earlier. The freaking Atlanta Falcons not only embarrass themselves in this country, they find a way to embarrass yourself overseas. You outplay the Colts. You sacked Daniel Jones on the last drive. It's 3rd and 21. There is nothing in a clock and a running clock. There is nothing that you could have done that could screw up 3rd and 21. Oh, yeah, there was. You played prevent defense and let Daniel Jones walk 19 yards on a 3rd and 21. The man could have went for a touchdown if there was nobody standing there. If there was more time, he ran for a touchdown without being touched. My God, Raheem Morris is supposed to be a defensive coach, and that's the best you got? You stink, Raheem Morris. My God, Atlanta just doesn't understand how to play football. When you want them to do something, they can't. When you don't want them to do something, they go off and do it. They are the most Jekyll and Hyde football franchise in the history of the NFL. How did the South get this team back in 1966? All they've done is break your heart. They lost the Super Bowl up 28-3 when all they had to do was kill the clock, and they couldn't even kill it.
They take a knee. They can take a knee 10 times.
They could have took 10 knees. The game's over. Nope. They let Tom Brady off the hook. The Atlanta Falcons. Clean house. And here's how bad you still are. Kirk Cousins has only played 1 game. As of Halloween, he collected the full $90 million left on his contract.
Oh, my God.
Kirk Cousins, the Atlanta Falcons, you stink. Pay me $90 million for doing nothing but holding a clipboard. I'll take that all day of the week and twice on Sunday.
My God.
That is the epitome of terrible football.
Oh, God.
All the way around.
Wow. Shane, you got anything?
I've got mine.
Okay, you got his? All right.
It's my favorite program.
Okay.
To call out. But it's not football this week. It's the UCLA women's soccer team.
All right. I want to hear this.
This is
okay.
Good.
So, my son's yelling in the background. Sorry. Their goalie sets the ball down to get ready to kick it. And freaking,
Oh.
they literally just sets it down, gets ready, steps back, gets ready to kick it. Who were they playing? I think it was Michigan State. This comes up, kicks the ball straight in the goal.
So she's setting it up to do a goal kick or something, or
She's
kick
setting
it,
it up to kick it back downfield.
and then somebody came up and just kicked it in.
Yeah, literally, like.
Oh my God!
In overtime. In overtime.
In overtime. Oh, that's even worse.
Oh my God! Yeah, they
So
do.
you know, like the little block that they set up on to kick it back down the field?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a big soccer person. So I had to do some research real quick. Literally sets it down. Big Ten tournament. Walks back away, kick it. Michigan State player just comes up, kicks it right in the goal.
Please tell me that wasn't the championship game.
Semifinal.
Oh boy, that would have been.
But they could have gotten there. I mean,
Oh,
jeez.
damn.
Game was tied 1-1.
Well, you
Oh,
only have so much to kick it. I mean, I know soccer, so yeah, it was fair game. I mean,
That's
would she
bad.
think that she was free to do it? I mean, it wasn't a free kick; it was a goal kick. So simple as that.
Oh
So,
my God.
hilarious. So.
Yeah, so I'm watching again. She's getting ready to set down, barely taps the ball, literally right to the Michigan State player. Just literally like were you even paying attention? Like that whole program is just garbage.
It is, and their basketball team was preseason 10, and they already lost already, so they're down. So I mean, they've already lost.
So UCLA has been my favorite punching bag this year. I had to scroll through ESPN's not top 10 to find who stinks this week. We're just gonna go ahead and give it to the whole UCLA.
Well, and you might as well, because then they're leaving the damn granddaddy of them all Rose Bowl for SoFi, and nobody was there to watch them lose to Nebraska last week, and I can't believe I watched that shit. So
And they're going to Ohio State. And they're going to get killed by.
They're going to get absolutely. Jeremiah Smith will have a career day. Julian Sayin is going to have 4 touchdowns.
Rack
I mean,
up Heisman. You rack up Heisman numbers because this is the weekend to do it.
Oh my gosh!
All right. God.
So again, I had the perfect one. Again, about 3:30. I knew who was going to be my stinker, and I'll tell you, it was going to be Penn State to go 57 minutes and have Mendoza locked in. You play prevent and allow them to go down there and score. I mean, you could have at least salvaged something in your pathetic, shitty season. But you know what was Penn State's saving grace of why they weren't the is all that ends all, is because all these wonderful ACC games that started from 3:30 on. It started with Miami and Syracuse not having any scoring for 27 minutes. You had 2 children in Mario Cristobal and Fran Brown barking at each other because they can't stand each other across the field. The ACC refs even had to intervene. So I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, I believe that.
Around the same time as that shitty game was going on, Stanford and North Carolina managed to set football back 35 years by having a 3-3 tie at halftime.
50 years.
50 at least,
50
yes.
years.
3-3 tie. And then it ended up being 20-15. I don't even know how the hell that was even possible.
Carolina won that game, right?
But Carolina did end up winning against the Stanford
They're going to be bowl eligible.
Then it got even more comedic with Florida State and Clemson, that was at one time being talked about as a potential losers out, and the winner has an upper road into the ACC. And Cade Klubnik and Clemson find a way to beat Florida State's ass, and Florida State loses. And Clemson's a terrible program right now. But then you have your 2 torchbearers in Louisville and Virginia. At least Louisville looked somewhat competent against Cal and lost in overtime. But the one that was the funniest and made it just show how pathetic and stupid this conference is, with the exception of this referee thing that just came out, that business, is the fact that their stupid fans for Virginia were right there on the field, and they were looking like maybe they could rush the field again like they did when they beat Florida State. They've done this, they've done that, and they lose at home to Wake Forest, who the week before got their ass absolutely handed to them by the Noles, who hadn't won a game in over 400 days in the ACC conference, and eliminated any chance that Virginia had of going to the playoffs and lost like 13-6 or some ridiculous like that. ACC, stick to basketball, stick to baseball, hell, stick to women's soccer at this point, because as a football conference from top to bottom, both cheeks, cracking ass and all, you stink. Terrible.
And you forgot about Duke losing to UConn.
Oh, and then them. I mean, to lose to Connecticut and have 4,000 fans rush the field against the quarterback that you paid $7 million. You stink, all of you.
You know who one of their famous football alumni is Dan Orlovsky.
Yeah, Orlovsky.
And all he was a quarterback on an 0-16 Detroit Lions team. You lost to UConn.
Yeah, and the best thing he's done is he's a play caller now or whatever. His broadcasting.
It wasn't even basketball season.
I mean,
it wasn't even a Final Four. It was football.
Ellen, that was my favorite part of watching those Virginia fans. As quickly as they ran down into the field and ran over that Florida State player when that pass went incomplete, their sorry asses walked their carcasses the other way up the damn hill. And I laughed my ass off at each and every one of those preppy assholes, honestly. So, yep, for sure.
You know what that scene reminded me of? I watched a special SEC story. They show about miracles in Kentucky and LSU. It reminded me of the LSU, the Lexington Hail Mary.
Yep.
Kentucky fans were ready to rush the field, and we're rushing the field.
I remember that game. Yes.
Henderson caught the Hail Mary and scored the touchdown. And you can see these Kentucky fans going, "What the hell just happened?"
Jared Lorenzen, God rest his soul, was on the side of on the sideline, like, "What happened? What happened? What?"
Yeah, they had thrown the Gatorade bath on Guy Morse, the head coach, thinking they were pulling off a win. And the next thing you know, Nick Saban is doing a dance off the field.
And then you know what Kentucky realized? And then their fans said, well, at least we still got Tubby and Saul Smith in basketball or whatever at the time. So Tubby and Saul Smith. So
but the ACC.
Oh, man, they are just awful.
Stink.
And you know what? Can I just tell you this? If Georgia Tech, screws up and Miami screws up like we think they are, they don't deserve a damn team in the playoff this year.
No.
They don't. Anybody would be better. I'd take a 6th SEC team over an ACC team.
I'll take 3 G4 teams.
I would.
James Madison and Memphis.
JMU, Memphis could do better. South Florida, absolutely.
Well, right now, South Florida is the leading candidate to be the group of 5.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Dabo can pick it his way in as like the 5-5 loss team. Hey, you can have us in again or whatever. I mean, trying to save my job here. So, crazed Bible salesman, old Dabo Sweeney.
At what point does the Dabo experience end?
It's going to end soon.
He's waiting on the right job. He's ready to go, and he's waiting on the right school and the right contract.
Hey, let me ask you guys this real quick. Do you think that there's that possibility because of how the Jaguars screwed up the other day, too? That was a game that they shouldn't have lost inexplicably.
Oh, yeah.
But to reunite him with ETN and Sunshine down there and
they just hired Liam
pay that money.
They had just hired Liam Cohen. I don't see them making another.
God, he threw his headset. I've never seen a coach get so pissed. He grabbed his headset.
He was hot.
Like he was mad. It was like Ken Dorsey that time in the press box.
In the press box in Miami.
I remember so angry when Dorsey. Golly. So yeah, but oh man. Great show though, guys. Larry, thank you so much for being on tonight. I hope you have a fabulous show tomorrow night.
Larry.
Rohan Marley, tune in, guys. Rohan Marley to the Utah tomorrow night. It's going to be
awesome.
Amazing. So,
sure. Rohan.
Yeah, but Larry, you're the hardest working guy, and thank you for coming on tonight and subbing in for 2-pair because he's got some good stuff going on right now. And hats off to you, brother. We'll be back on next week, and we'll be back next week to talk all about it. Of course, Sunday, Stallion Speaks at 8 o'clock. You'll want to tune in because I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about the game Saturday and obviously of what we see up to Sunday up in time.
Absolutely.
Show.
So, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
If Miami loses Saturday,
I
would want to be.
We're right.
My Mario Cristobal for all the money in Fort Knox.
No, let me tell you this. Grab your popcorn. If Miami loses on Saturday, grab your popcorn and tune in to me at 8 o'clock on Sunday because I will unleash on that bastard so hard that he'll feel it down in Miami. I don't even
Kerry, y'all haven't seen nothing. The fans.
That's what Bob. That's
Stallion will tell you on the recap show that we do on Sunday mornings when we open up the lines. The fans are brutal. We let them have it.
But you know what the best part is that these fans, though, know football. It's not the slurpers that ordered a pizza party and have their TikTok watch party. Oh, wow, we're number 18. Or, that was a good win beating Stanford by 30 points. You should have beat them by 60.
Oh,
Are you
man.
kidding me?
I don't even,
come
them
on, dude.
little youngsters, I don't even listen to those youngsters. They don't even know what a damn rotary phone is. Fuck them.
They don't know shit, man. They don't even know what good football is. If you think that that's good. I mean, and again, to even make excuses, oh, well, that was a tough game against Louisville. Cal didn't have any problems doing it, so they came across halfway the other way.
They came 2,500 miles to beat Louisville.
Notice how Mario, I got to give it to him. He can't coach, but he's doggone smart with this recruiting thing. He knows how to mix things up to get the heat off of them. 4 flips in 4 days, including the Lafayette kid from LSU.
Strategic.
And I'm going to tell you this with this LSU thing. Let's keep an eye on some of these recruits that are going to go to. I mean, because I doubt they keep that Lamar Brown guy. That guy.
Pickett. If anybody he needs to flip, get DJ Pickett and bring him back home.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and I'll tell you this: if Tennessee wants another offensive lineman, they need to see about getting that Lamar Brown kid to flip.
Come on to Baton Rouge. Fire sale, man.
Fire sale.
It's a fire
sale. They ain't
sale.
going to keep that number 1 recruiting class no more.
Hell no.
Hell, not just them. Ford and Auburn. Start rating.
Start rating.
Arkansas.
Auburn's got some dudes on that defensive line, man.
Rate them.
Shoot. Well, great show, guys. Last thoughts, Shane? Last thoughts, Carrie, Larry, before I close it out, man? Last thoughts? Go in order.
God, you're stupid and slow.
Well, I got my son young in the background.
We talking about Mario Cristobal again? Pinocchio Terrible?
Yes. Yeah.
Pinocchio
He's
Terrible.
yelling at his phone. I've got to get his ass to sleep here soon. Yeah. But I was ready for some more football this week. Glad we got college basketball back. Today was early sign day for a lot of sports. Tennessee brought in 9 players today, baseball wise. So
nice.
I'm ready for the Elander era to start. So
it'll be here before we know it. So
tell me about it.
Absolutely, Larry. Final thoughts.
Dominic Mysterio is going to get the final victory in John Cena's career because there's no damn way in the world they're going to let Cena win the Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw the other night and then have to have a surrender or whatever.
I got one person.
Who?
Gunther.
That would be the other one.
Wow.
But they fool around there and they let Mysterio drop the IC title the other night, which I did not understand. And
he's got that other title. He's been traveling around the world. He's been traveling around the world defending that.
Yeah, but
he's setting himself up for a big run because Judgment Day, you notice they weren't there. He's leaving Judgment Day.
He's leaving. And that's why
Judgment Day.
If it's not Gunther, that's why I believe like they did what they did so he can get the title back and then he's going to get that major push.
You want to talk about a match Gunther's in Monday night? Javar Evans from NXT, him and Gunther Monday night. That's going to be banging.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to be banging. And there's 2 surprises. One surprise is going to be on SmackDown Friday that Dick Aldis has, and Adam Pearce has the other surprise for next Monday to face Solo. His surprise is facing Solo. The other surprise, Aldis is I forgot who he's facing on SmackDown, but it's 2 major surprises.
So I guess my question is 2 things. One, are we ready for Roman to come back and join Team CM Punk and Brock to come back and join Team Vision for War Games? That's number 1.
That's going to be interesting.
And number 2, are we ready for Jey Uso to become the leader of the Vision? Because they gave you the hints when Paul Heyman was giving But I mean, we'll go another 2 hours. We got to cover that another time.
They better do something with Main Event Jay. They've already dropped the ball once this year. Don't drop it twice, dumbasses. So you got
that
a big
would be a better heel turn
than
the John Cena thing. You know, it would make more sense because the fans now then kind of started going against him.
Well, they better do something because to pay $30, they've lost.
Don't forget LA Knight in that deal in the War Games match because I think he'll be the 5th member with CM Punk in them.
Yeah.
The women's match, I'm going to be intrigued in because on one side you got Raquel, Roxanne, and then you got the Kabuki Warriors. On the other side, you got Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Alexa and Charlotte. I'm waiting to see who the fifth person on both of those teams are going to be. Because it could be setting up. You could have Bianca is going to make her return one way or the other at Survivor Series. Where she fits in is going to be very interesting.
Well, they're getting ready to set up Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania.
Yep.
That's coming.
I think they're also setting up Charlotte too, possibly for a run next year. At Jade.
Well, I was
Alexa,
just going to say,
and Alexa too. Wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Well, in honor of Two-Pair, because he's not here, by the way, every time I see Stephanie Vacour, that's all I'm going to say. That's my parting shot right there. So, but yeah. Carrie, real quick.
Every time I see Bianca, I want to give some parting.
Exactly.
My bad, I said that too loud.
Yeah, I know, right?
You need to come watch her live, man. She's amazing. She's amazing even live. Let's see.
Don't give Larry an excuse to come to Knoxville. He'll hang out with me. So, yeah.
Come on, brother.
Yeah.
Well, just want everybody to enjoy themselves. Weekend's coming up. We got great football. College basketball's back. The Elander Lara starting at Tennessee, starting off strong. Good luck to Tony down there. Tony in San Francisco. He's going to need it, but I think he's going to do well. I think he'll do well. It'll take him some time getting used to the major leagues, but I think he'll do fine. He's got the temperament. If anybody can handle this transition from college to the pro, he's the guy that could handle it. Absolutely. And just looking forward to another good weekend, man. We got football, we got everything going, man.
Absolutely.
Gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you. Catch You Talk, catch 332 Studios, catch Rebels with a Cause. We got some more shows going to be debuting here soon. We end every show throwing up that W because remember, that cause don't stop when that clock hits 0. Rebels with a Cause. We out. Like everybody said, enjoy that football. It's ending.